attract customers to their showrooms, and here's how much you can save on some of the top selling models. For example, Maruti Suzuki is offering a discount of up to 2.3 lakh rupees on the Jimny, up to 62,000 rupees discount on the Wagoner, and up to 56,000 rupees discount on the new Swift. Hyundai isn't shying away from this exercise. You can save up to 85,000 rupees on buying pre-facelift variant of the Alcazar and a cash benefit of up to 45,000 rupees on the i20, Venue and the Tucson. Mahindra is definitely enjoying the Rox's success, but is also extending a cash benefit of up to 1.2 lakh rupees on select trims of the Thar's 3-door variants and up to 50,000 rupees discount on select variants of the Scorpio N. It had also slashed prices of the XUV 700 by over 2 lakh rupees just before the festive season. And Tata Motors too had rolled out a limited time price cut across its various model lines. Most other manufacturers like Toyota, Kia, Volkswagen too have discounts available on their products. So whether you're in the market for a new car or the best deals, the festive season is the perfect time for you to make your move.
All right, some big breaking updates. Election Commission all set to announce poll dates for both Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Vedants, of course, this is a big update, something we've all been waiting for. The briefing to take place at about 3:30 p.m. today. Election Commission now all set to announce the poll dates for both Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, the term ends on November 26th, and for Jharkhand, they will complete the term on Jan 5. Of course, Jharkhand had polls in 5 phases in 2019, and for Maharashtra, it was just a single-phased assembly election in 2019. Vedant, so big announcement there coming for both Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand. Perhaps the dates could be for some time in mid-November.
Absolutely, Radhika, and this means that the Model Code of Conduct will kick in and the campaign will also pick up pace. Of course, Prime Minister Modi, Rahul Gandhi, all these big wigs have been campaigning in Maharashtra, and Maharashtra is such a crucial state for the BJP as well as for the Congress. In fact, I'm being told Maria Shakil, a senior colleague, is joining us live on the phone line. So, Maria, the Election Commission all set to announce dates. The Model Code of Conduct will kick in, and of course, high-stakes campaign will begin.
Yes, absolutely. A very, very important battle, both in Maharashtra and in the state of Jharkhand. But Maharashtra is a state to watch out for, particularly, Vedant, given the fact that an election such as Haryana, where it was almost seen as a foregone conclusion, turned out to be a battle of full of surprises. Today is also the day that the BJP will be holding its first Central Election Committee meeting, which will be chaired by the Prime Minister at the party headquarters. As far as the Mahayuti is concerned, they have worked out their seat-sharing formula, which essentially means that the parties, the number of seats that these parties won in the last election, which is 2019, will be contesting on those seats. Of course, depending on who they decide to field, that's a different, if they decide to change that candidate, that's a different issue altogether. But those number of seats are the same, and in addition, they'll be getting almost 50 to 60 more seats, which means that BJP, which won 105 seats last time around, would be contesting on 150 to 160 more seats. Which essentially means that it will be the big partner in this alliance in the Mahayuti. As far as the Mahavikas Aghadi is concerned, all the alliance partners are in Delhi. They are holding talks in the national capital. They are also trying to ensure that the Mahavikas Aghadi partners appear to be a united house. They appear together, and before they actually ensure that there are any talks. So, be it Mukul Vasnik, who is in Congress in charge of the state of Maharashtra, then Nana Patole and others are in Delhi to ensure that everything goes pretty smoothly. But I think the larger message becomes important. It is the largest state in terms of not the geography, but also the population. It's one of the most densely populated states, seen as a melting pot, Mumbai in particular, Vedant. And it becomes important because there are multiple issues at play. The Maratha reservation, this is a state to watch out for also because in 2024, the Lok Sabha polls, there was this concern that the BJP had when its number overall went down in this crucial
season
state.
is also being considered as far as Election Commission's announcement is concerned. We believe that, the elections will happen, particularly for Maharashtra post the, festive season. November 26th is when the term will end. So mid-November could perhaps be when elections will take place, especially in Maharashtra. So take us through the details. So EC briefing this afternoon.
Well, finally, the bugle is being sounded. I think political parties, as you are well aware, have already been preparing. They were wanting elections in Maharashtra and Jharkhand to be held along with Jammu and Kashmir as well as Haryana. And they were taken by surprise that the fact that they delinked Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand from the entire process. So the dates to be announced officially today. Also, the by-elections, for example, Wayanad, where Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has already announced her candidature from that constituency after Rahul Gandhi vacated, and wherever there are other vacancies, by-elections will be held. So it's in that backdrop now, as you were pointing out, 26th is the deadline of for the Election Commission to constitute the new house in Maharashtra. So they will definitely, whether it be a single phase or double phase, usually it's a two-phase in Maharashtra, and then Jharkhand has been 5. Whether they'll try to, reduce that a little bit to facilitate. It has to be done after the festivities because Diwali and those other, festivals that come around that period. So it will be in that backdrop that the Election Commission will take note. Hopefully, they won't make the same mistake that they did in Haryana, where they announced a date and then changed the date later on, when they had the entire paraphernalia. This is, after all, a constitutional body spending thousands of crores of rupees. They need to get their dates correct. You can't, the empire can't keep changing the dates once they announce it. And that too, in the Haryana's case, which came under a lot of criticism from the opposition parties because it was requested by the BJP to change the date. So it's in this backdrop now that the Election Commission will announce both Maharashtra and Jharkhand, which are extremely important and critical for both the BJP as well as the Congress, as you are well aware, for the Congress party and the Shiv Sena and the NCP Sharad Pawar. They are in an alliance. They're trying to find a formation. And in Jharkhand, there is an alliance between the Congress and the JMM, which has to be taken forward.
I think that's a very important point you made, sir, there, that we have seen in the past 1 year particularly, it has happened twice at least that the Election Commission changed the dates, due to various reasons. Of course, getting these dates right is very, very important, Radhika, and your state is all set for a very high voltage battle, and perhaps it's after this that we'll all be going to the ground as well to get a pulse of what's happening. But Radhika, quickly looking at some other news, Tom Bruce's 6-hitting spree sunk the Atlanta Waves in NCL 60 strikes, and Atlanta will play the final of the tournament tomorrow.
Imran Tahir has had a significant impact on the event. Even though he failed to strike in the opening over of the match, Tahir made a stunning comeback with the ball to claim the first wicket. Joe Burns' 21 ball 38 and Waqas Salim's 5 ball 5 saw the Waves team finish the innings on a score of 96 for 3 in 10 overs. Chasing the target, the Kings kept losing wickets at regular intervals but still managed to keep themselves in line with required run rate. None of the Atlanta batters managed to cross the 20-run mark individually. Tom Bruce turned the game on its head. Bruce's 4 ball 24 earned Atlanta an important win, taking them into the final of the National Cricket League 60 strikes. They will square off against Chicago in the final.
That's all we have on this bulletin of breakfast show, Vedant. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow, but more news and updates continue on NDTV on the other side.
Stay tuned right here on NDTV.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV. 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big in India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always bustling. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on
Well, the Maharashtra and Jharkhand poll dates to be announced at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it is the poll dates in the upcoming states as far as the elections are concerned in Maharashtra and Jharkhand. And Delhi's air quality dips and emergency measures kick in. It's the GRAP 1 measures that are in place. This is stage 1 of the graded response action plan by the government, in which there are certain measures in place, including water sprinklers and mechanized sweeping as far as the roads are concerned, amongst other measures that are being taken. And Chennai is on heavy rain alert. We're talking about an orange category warning that's going to turn into red by tomorrow, and schools and colleges have been shut. Intense rain is expected because multiple weather systems are at play. We're talking about a low pressure area as well as the northeast monsoon that is just about to commence. And no breakthrough as far as the Bengal government and the doctors' meet is concerned. And on hunger strike, several doctors have now fallen critically ill. It's the Indian Medical Association along with FIMA that is joining that protest of the junior doctors in Kolkata in solidarity with them in regard to their demand for safety. And Canada-India diplomatic ties hit an all-time low, with India and Canada expelling diplomats in a tit-for-tat move. As far as India is concerned, they're saying that Canada's accusations are ludicrous, and Trudeau has gone on to say that India's actions are unacceptable. And External Affairs Minister Jaishankar is in Pakistan today for the this is the SCO meet. NDTV covers the historic. This is the historic visit of the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in Pakistan. No bilateral talks are on the agenda. This is the first visit by an Indian foreign minister in 10 years. And actor Salman Khan's security has been beefed up after Baba Siddiqui's murder. The police are monitoring the movement outside Salman Khan's residence as well as his farmhouse in Mumbai. Now the cops are saying that Salman Khan has been asked to avoid visitors at his residence. A very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vadva and we have Vedant Agarwal with us, and lots are happening on the rundown today, Vedant, including very crucial announcements that are coming about as far as Maharashtra and Jharkhand is concerned.
That's right. So the Election Commission is set to announce the election dates today for both Maharashtra and Jharkhand. That briefing is expected to be held at 3:30 p.m. today. These are two extremely crucial states. Of course, Maharashtra has seen a great amount of political churning, particularly in the past 2 years. Jharkhand also, extremely critical for the BJP. We saw how Hemant Soren was arrested. He's of course now out on bail, so a change of guard there as well. So two extremely critical states there, Divya, and the Election Commission is set to announce the poll dates for both, Maharashtra and Jharkhand at 3:30 p.m. Of course, in Maharashtra, the term ends in mid-November. In fact, on 25th November is when the term ends. For Jharkhand, it's January. So, of course, mid-November is when elections are likely to be held. And as we have seen in the past few months, particularly, the political heat has really been picking up with Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. Haryana, of course, was a big surprise for the BJP and the Congress. The Congress particularly. I believe our team of reporters is also with us. Marja is live with us, and Sunil Prabhu, Radhika, Prabhakar, our team of reporters will be joining us at this hour. Let me go across to Vasudha first, who I believe is live with us. All right, Sunil sir, I'm being told, is live with us now. Sir, so elections are likely to be held mid-November. They have to be held before 25th. But what are you picking up from your sources? Of course, all major political parties have pushed for a single-phase election in Maharashtra like last time around.
That's right. So that's pressure is there. And as you rightly pointed out, the bugle has been sounded. This is something that most political parties had anticipated. Of course, some wanted Maharashtra and Jharkhand to be held along with the rest of the country. That is, in this case, Jammu and Kashmir as well as Haryana. But the Election Commission, for the best reasons known to them, delinked it. As I said, it's just not these two states. There will also be by-elections which had been deferred. For example, Wayanad, where Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is expected to contest. So it's in this backdrop, a host of other by-elections will be conducted. The Election Commission has notified, as you were rightly pointing out, will have to do it before the 26th of November. That's their deadline for Maharashtra. And it's the 5th of January for Jharkhand. So you can't really postpone Jharkhand beyond a particular point, because you also need to have the electoral rolls all in one place. So it's in that context that both the states will go in. It's an important election for both parties, be it the BJP as well as the Congress and the alliances, because it's a do or die battle. The Congress has learnt its mistakes after Haryana and is trying to do course correction and re-strategize. In the case of the BJP, as you're well aware, they have already got and been working on their, various committee meetings and core groups, both in Delhi as well as in Maharashtra. And it's in this backdrop now that the finalization for both sides, both political formations in terms of seat sharing will have to be worked out in Maharashtra as well as in Jharkhand, where the Congress plans to have an alliance and continue it with the JMM.
Right, so polling is expected to take place in the second or the third week as far as November is concerned, and we have with us Vasudha joining us. Vasudha, so this very key announcement that's going to be coming about just before the festive season.
Absolutely, and an inkling to this was given yesterday because we saw Chief Minister Eknath Shinde in Maharashtra also, do away with the toll taxes in, when it comes to the entry and exit points of Mumbai. In Jharkhand, the Mukhyamantri, the Chief Minister Hemant Soren, did away with, he in fact increased, the stipend or the benefits of Mukhyamantri, Maya Yojana to 2,500. So in some ways, both the ruling parties were in a sense of hurry to get their last-minute announcements done, which is why, like Vedant was also saying, both these states are extremely critical. Jharkhand from the point of view of identity, and also this is one of the opposition ruled states in the country. And we've also seen, Hemant Soren being jailed, and this is also one opportunity for the BJP to reclaim, its vote share amongst tribals. Remember, BJP lost all the tribal seats in Lok Sabha elections of 2024. Maharashtra, a lot has happened. 6 main parties in the fray. Both opposition parties, Shiv Sena and NCP have split in the last 5 years. So clearly, a lot of things for the BJP to prove, and the Congress, which was seen as resurging after the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, is also out there to prove that that remains true despite the kind of setback it has seen in Haryana 2024 assembly elections.
Radhika is also with us. In fact, Radhika, as Vasudha has also pointed out, a great deal of political churn in Maharashtra in the past 5 years. Of course, the Uddhav Sena has lost the symbol, though of course Maharashtra proved to be a surprise as far as the Lok Sabha polls were concerned. So of course, that is something that the BJP is looking at as well. Seat sharing is something that's going to be extremely critical for both the camps, the Mahayuti as well as the Mahavikas Aghadi. But, talk to us about how Haryana could perhaps cast a shadow on Maharashtra, given the fact that many experts have pointed out, like the non-Jats rallied behind the BJP in Haryana. Could the non-Marathas rally behind the BJP in Maharashtra as well?
Yes, certainly. Haryana results has given a boost of sorts for BJP, which had suffered a setback, as you said, during Lok Sabha polls. Right now, of course, Mahayuti is, having its own internal disputes as far as seats are concerned, which even the MVA at the moment is also dealing with. So seat sharing talks is something, Vedant, that has been going on for the longest time. Every day there are meetings. 288 assembly seats is what we are talking about. So yes, there was a lot of churn. As you said, political landscape in Maharashtra is very different from what it was in 2019. 2019, it was a very direct battle, between the two parties. Of course, the BJP and Sena had been together for a long time. There were no two divisions within Sena or NCP at the time. So after 2019 poll results were out, we know the drama that we all witnessed. It was Uddhav Thackeray not happy with the fact that he was not getting a share of the chief minister's post. So therefore, he split from the BJP. He joined hands with unlikely parties, allies, Congress, NCP, and then formed MVA. So MVA government was in power for 2.5 years, and then more drama, more theatrics were witnessed in the state of Maharashtra with the split of Sena, with the split of NCP. Of course, after the split of Sena, the government itself collapsed. The MVA government collapsed. Eknath Shinde took away a lot of MLAs, joined hands with the BJP, and then Mahayuti was formed. Mahayuti government was formed. And then it strengthened with the Ajit Pawar faction, with Ajit Pawar also splitting himself from Sharad Pawar and joining hands with the Mahayuti. So therefore, Mahayuti became a formidable force for quite some time until Lok Sabha elections honestly happened. Of course, before that there were, battle fights for symbol, fight for, the name of the political party, legal battles there. And then we saw battles on the ground as well, during the Dashera rallies or any such festival rallies or, any sort of political stir that happens is always a face-off between both the factions. All that was witnessed over the last few years, Vedant. And now, yes, we'll have to see how things change because Lok Sabha election results, bit of a shocker for Mahayuti government, which had strengthened after Sena and, one part of Sena and one part of NCP joined hands with them. But it did see a very, very huge setback. Just 17 seats won out of the 40-odd seats, and Mahayuti, I beg your pardon, MVA putting up a great performance. Congress really coming out as a big brother in Lok Sabha. But again, now with Haryana polls, looks like, Mahayuti is looking confident, is seeming confident, saying that Haryana will be repeated in Maharashtra as well. But seat sharing talks are still going on. There is a lot of internal, bickering that is going on, because it was just, even for those 40-odd seats, as far as Lok Sabha elections are concerned, there was a lot of bickering. And, candidate announcement happened much later. There were delay in candidate announcement as well as seat announcement as far as the Mahayuti is concerned, which sort of cost them dear. So this time, we'll have to see when they will announce the seats. There is a press conference today of the Mahayuti. But this is to sort of respond to the allegations made by MVA just a couple of days back. So politically, a lot of action expected in the days to come. We'll have to see when the seats will be announced, what the division of seats will be. That's going to be very important if they will come to a consensus, be it MVA or Mahayuti, because these are new political equations that had been formed in the last few years. So it's going to be difficult for them to come to an understanding as far as seats are concerned. But yes, high voltage, high stakes battle is what will be witnessed in Maharashtra, certainly.
Absolutely. And to get more on this, Radhika, we also have with us Krishna Hegde of the Shiv Sena faction, the Shinde faction of the Shiv Sena, joining us. Sir, the term is coming to an end on the 26th of November as far as the assembly term is concerned in Maharashtra. So, of course, the huge announcement coming about at about 3:30 this afternoon. How do you see things will be different from, say, 2019 this time around?
See, 2019 also the people of Maharashtra voted for the Shiv Sena and BJP combined. And they voted for Hindutva, they voted for the ideology of Balasaheb Thackerji, they voted for Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji as our leader. And this time also it is no different. It is only that in 2019, because of some issues, Uddhav Thackerji broke the alliance and he went with the Congress, the same Congress where his father said, जो दिन मुझे कांग्रेस के साथ हाथ मिलाना पड़े मैं मेरी दुकान बंद कर दूंगा. So for some interest, Uddhav ji had gone, but the people of Maharashtra are smart. They know whom they had voted for last time, and this time also they know it is the BJP, Shiv Sena and Ajit Pawar NCP government which has worked. We are a government which works 24/7, face to face with the people of Maharashtra. Every day we are giving them something new. Every day our cabinet is making decisions. Every day
Radhika has a quick question for you, sir, as well. Stay on with us.
Yeah.
Yes, Radhika, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Hegde, of course, you were also one of those who did, join the Congress NCP post 2019. After which, of course, you broke away from Uddhav Thackeray and joined back with the BJP. So that is something that happened post 2019. But how do you look at what happened in Lok Sabha election? That was a big setback for you.
No, absolutely not. Let me tell you that, in the Lok Sabha election, the percentage of votes between the Mahayuti and the Mahavikas Agadi is only 0.3%. That may have resulted in more seats for them. But even in the Lok Sabha, our Shiv Sena, that is the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena, strike rate is much more than the Uddhav Thackeray strike rate. Moreover, our percentage of votes is also very high, more than them. And here, if you look at the difference between the total votes polled by the Mahavikas Agadi, that is the three of them and the three of us, the difference is only 260,000 votes in the entire Maharashtra. And that too because it was all narrative. The narrative was Samvidhan badla jayega, Samvidhan ko dhokha hai, and this disturbed the minorities and the Dalits, who went and voted for the Indi Gadbandhan combine. But this time they know that this was a false narrative, as we have seen very clearly in Haryana elections also, where the Bharatiya Janata Party has swept the polls.
We don't have a Uddhav Sena spokesperson at the moment. But Mr. Hegde, before I let you go, very quickly, would you want the Election Commission to announce a single-phase election as far as Maharashtra is concerned, like last time around? That's something that, you know, the opposition has also said in Maharashtra.
It is the prerogative of the Election Commission, how they are comfortable, how their paperwork. It is an exercise which involves lakhs of employees, lakhs of people, police personnel, collectorate, district collectorate, and all other officials. So whatever the comfort level of the Election Commission, I think all parties have to agree.
Right, of course, thank you so much, Mr. Krishna Hegde, for joining us. Of course, that huge announcement that's coming about at 3:30 by the Election Commission, and we have Prabhakar joining us as well. Prabhakar, this time around, will we see any change as far as Jharkhand is concerned? Last time around, it was a 5-phase election, unlike Maharashtra, which was a single phase. Will things, be fast-tracked this time around?
Going by the president, in Jharkhand, we would certainly have multi-phases election. And the reason what the Election Commission would choose to do that is because of the Naxal factor over there. So it's the security concern which actually is paramount over there, and that's the reason why Jharkhand elections are broken into phases. Otherwise, if you see the length and the breadth of the state, they can easily have it in one phase, but because of the security concerns, they do it in multiple phases. Now, talking about the election preparedness of the political parties, the NDA camp and the India Alliance, both they have been able to finalize the seat alliance with their respective political partners. So that is one challenge which the NDA would be facing. They have to settle the number of seats among themselves. BJP being the major partner over there, they have also, that is all happened, Student Union, that headed by Sudesh Mahto. And they also have Nitish Kumar's party, the JDU, Chirag Paswan and Jitan Ram Manjhi. They are the three new partners for NDA in Jharkhand especially. So they have been demanding their share of flesh, and that is what the BJP has been trying to settle. Is Hemant Biswa Sarma and Shivraj Singh Chauhan, both the in charges of Jharkhand election for the BJP. So they have been trying to settle the numbers, but they have not been successfully able to do that so far.
All right. In fact, Rajiv Pandey of the BJP is also joining us on the phone line. Rajiv ji, what do you expect of the Election Commission? Would you say that it would be status quo in terms of a single-phase election in Maharashtra and a multi-phase election in Jharkhand? And are you all set for the big poll battle?
I personally feel that in Maharashtra there will be one-phase election. As far as Jharkhand is concerned, depending upon the security situation, Election Commission will decide whether it will be 2-phase election, 3-phase election, or whatever it is. As far as being a political worker, we always look forward about the election, because that is a festival in democracy. And Bharatiya Janata Party will go to the people of Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand that whatever we have done, and on that basis we will seek vote. In Maharashtra, if you see, the kind of development has taken place under the Devendra Fadnavis ji and Eknath Shinde ji, that is, anybody can see that the kind of development is taking place in Maharashtra. On all fronts, Maharashtra is again bouncing back as far as the FDI is concerned and all other aspects. As far as infrastructure is concerned, it is going in a very high speed manner. You can see in or around MMRDA, Mumbai metropolitan region, or in Nagpur, or in any part of the Maharashtra. And I can assure you that in Jharkhand, the kind of misgovernance and the kind of loot Jharkhand government has done, BJP is going to come back into the power in Jharkhand also.
A confident BJP there. And as you're saying, of course, we're all extremely excited about the elections, and the poll dates will be announced today. So the model code of conduct will kick in. Anish Gawande of the NCP is also with us. Anish, Well, your party has already hit the ground running in Maharashtra. The MVA recently came out with that charge sheet, as it were, against the Mahayuti. What are you expecting as far as the Election Commission is concerned? Various alliance partners of yours have said that it should be a single-phase election in Maharashtra this time around as well.
As you've mentioned, we hit the ground running 2 days after the Lok Sabha election results. So we've been waiting for this election to be announced and have been demanding that this election be announced for a while. As you know, the delay in announcing this election has led to a series of quote-unquote last cabinet meetings where the Maharashtra government has started behaving like Santa before Christmas. And so I'm glad that after the announcement today, we'll have some sanity and sensibility restored in Maharashtra politics because the model code of conduct will be put in place.
But does that make you nervous, Anish, at all? This last cabinet announcement that was made yesterday by the Shinde government, this major poll bonanza, as it were, that was announced yesterday.
Not at all. This is Maharashtra. This is a state that is seeing these announcements left, right and center, and people are smarter. I'm just hoping there isn't another cabinet announcement at 2 p.m. today before the EC starts talking at 3:30.
All right, Anish, thanks very much for joining us with that. So, of course, Divya, a lot of political maneuvering has already begun, with campaigns now set to pick pace and the Model Code of Conduct to kick in. That crucial Election Commission press briefing at 3:30 p.m. today.
Absolutely, Vedant, and of course, the results that we saw as far as Maharashtra is concerned in terms of the parliamentary elections, and of course then, a total change around as far as Haryana is concerned. So, all eyes on what's really going to happen in these poll-bound states. We will keep tracking all the development and coming to you with the very latest. Switching tracks now to more news coming in.
All right, so moving now to Delhi. Well, in Delhi, the air pollution has already begun to spike, Divya, with the air quality dipping to the poor category in several parts of the national capital. This is GRAP 1, which is the first stage of the emergency measures. They have already kicked in.
Right, so when we talk about GRAP 1 that's kicked in, basically this would mean certain sort of emergency measures that have come into place, and this of course includes a complete ban on the use of coal in roadside eateries, hotels and restaurants, and also as far as authorities are concerned, they are required to take penal and legal action against polluting industries. These are industrial units, and also from now on, from what we're hearing is as we can tell, like tomorrow's in fact, forecast says that the pollution levels as far as PM10 is concerned, that's going to worsen, and so will PM 2.5 levels from what they are today. So, going forward, polluting buses from NCR states will not be allowed to enter Delhi if the city's air quality index reaches the severe category. And the severe category basically without means above 400 points.
Absolutely. I believe Ishika is also joining us live now. All right, we'll try and get that report for you. But of course, Divya, air quality dipping to the poor category, this is a major concern there, and as experts have pointed out, GRAP doesn't really do much in terms of curbing the emissions. These are just emergency last-ditch efforts that don't do much in bringing down the pollution levels.
Right, so the kind of measures, Vedant, let's talk about those. So obviously these anti-smog guns, these water sprinklers, ban on open burning of waste, etc., etc. I would like to know what kind of, compensation or what kind of penalty do the offenders really have to pay? Because do remember the Supreme Court had really brought that up, slammed in fact, the pollution bodies for keeping a very nominal compensation even when it came to the paddy burning offenders.
I think that's such an important point, Divya, that you raise, given the fact that the Supreme Court has, in a sense, time again pointed out the CAQM has the authority to penalize offenders. And in fact, when the CAQM was created by combining various bodies, that was one of the major powers that the CAQM was given, that it can penalize those who sort of go against the norms. But as we saw this morning as well, construction sites continue to we see construction work going on across the national capital despite GRAP 1 kicking in. And this is something that we see every year, Divya, whether it's industry, whether it's various other construction work. There isn't really much that is done to sort of curb those. In fact, these are visuals from today morning, I am told, and construction work continues unabated despite the first stage of GRAP 1 kicking in.
Right, another measure that's been taken by the Delhi government as far as crackers are concerned. So no production, storage, sale and use of any kind of crackers allowed with until about the 1st of January. But you know, last year these bans come about every single year, as far as sometimes they say the only green crackers allowed, sometimes they say no crackers allowed, and we've seen a complete ban, a total ban in the last couple of years. But yet the day of Diwali, and in fact even Choti Diwali, one hears those crackers, which of course leads to that complete spike in pollution levels.
Absolutely, you're right. And though there's a complete ban on the storage, the manufacturing and the sale of crackers, that is something that you know, we have failed to crack down on, and we see this every year. Absolutely. And also, Divya, you know, if you look at the firecracker ban that you were talking about, we also see, you know, that there's a lot of black marketing that comes into play. In fact, the Supreme Court had also last year, remember, come down heavily on the authorities, saying that this firecracker ban is a complete sham and that it has really failed to curb the sale of crackers, which we see almost every year. But Divya, let's quickly look at what the air quality is currently. I have opened the Sameer app, which is the government's National Air Quality Index app, and it says that, well, the air quality is actually in the poor category in several parts of Delhi. So that's quite concerning, isn't it, given the fact that we are still, you know, the Diwali is still almost 2 weeks away, and you already have PM 2.5 levels almost 8 to 10 times the safe limit set by the World Health Organization. So that's extremely concerning. The average AQI is 207. In Anand Vihar, Divya, it's 416, the air quality, which essentially means that it is almost in the upper range of the very poor category.
It's in the severe category, in that particular area, of course. And of course, you know, we take pride every year by saying, oh, really, just up until Diwali, the pollution levels were low. We talk about how, you know, the situation was very good. Only things change, you know, around Diwali. So, you know, these little things that make a difference to us now. But visibly, in fact, last night, I could feel the difference. My eyes were burning already as far as the pollution levels in certain parts of Delhi are concerned. So it's very concerning, Vedant. It's a perennial problem, and yet nothing seems to be done. And like the Supreme Court said, only discussions take place. No action really comes out of these discussions.
Absolutely. Ishika, I believe, is now live with us. Ishika, something that Divya and I were discussing was that how construction activity continues unabated despite GRAP 1 kicking in, which clearly says that there have to be certain norms that need to be followed at construction sites, whether it's anti-smog guns, etc. But these measures don't really make a difference, and even these temporary measures are not, you know, they don't make much difference. I believe, Ishika, you are at in front of the India Gate. What's the air quality there? Because this is also one of those areas where air quality dips pretty quickly.
Well, yes, Vedant, you know, as you rightly mentioned, in fact, we see, you know, every year we report the same story, how the air quality worsens, how the government brings out, you know, a series of measures, nothing is followed on the ground, and there is absolutely no relief for the people. In fact, right now, in fact, you know, I'm just present near the India Gate, and in fact, behind me, you can see the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Now, I'm pretty sure you won't be getting a clear picture because of the pollution that continues to be present in the air. In fact, Vedant, as you were discussing earlier, today also the air quality index here in the national capital continues to be in the poor category. It is 207, and many places, in fact, you know, around here in Delhi, in central Delhi as well, the air quality index has crossed the 200 mark. They continue to be in the poor category. But in fact, you know, places like Anand Vihar, that certainly is concerning, because the you know, the number has crossed the 400 mark. The AQI is currently 416. So certainly there also a lot of concerns that we are getting to know from the people here, because the people are, you know, the citizens here, residents here, they continue to question the government that even after all of these measures that they have come out with, nothing in fact is implemented on the ground, and as a result the air quality index doesn't come, you know, doesn't come down to give them relief. In the morning also we were reporting from a construction site, and what was interesting there, Vedant, was that that construction site has already fined by the DPCC, and yet you saw how no measures that in fact were listed in the graded response action plan stage 1 was being implemented. And you can see as a result of that, you can see that today you're not getting a clear picture of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So certainly now the questions are being raised on the government and the agencies as well, that who is responsible for the implementation which is not being done here. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, of course, when we talk about visibly, I mean, you don't really need to take a look at your phone to know the data. You can just feel it as far as, visibly as well as physically, you can feel the pollution has started to rise in the national capital. And that's exactly what was also said yesterday, in fact, in terms of air purifiers. It was Consumer Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi who has criticized air purifier manufacturers for making false claims as far as their products are concerned. He said that, the discussions have now started as far as pollution is concerned. People start looking at the data on their phones and they rush to buy air purifiers. But really nothing happens because this is nothing but a fan that's working, and which is why, he's raising concerns as far as consumer awareness is concerned ahead of the winter season when air pollution worsens in Delhi. The minister has highlighted how discussions have started, but people go in a rush to buy these air purifiers, which is just nothing but a fan, and but claims are being made which are completely misleading.
एयर प्यूरिफायर इतना फॉल्स क्लेम करते हैं, तो इसमें हमको और भी, तो मैं सिर्फ BIS का ही इसमें दोष नहीं मानता हूं, और BIS का दोष का भी मैं गिनने के लिए नहीं आया हूं. BIS done in last few years, you have done exceptionally wonderful job. I congratulate you for that. But both BIS, Consumer Affairs Ministry और consumers मिलके हम लोगों को एक जागृति, एक अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करना, ये बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट काम है. दिस इज व्हाट आई स्ट्रांगली फील. नहीं तो एयर क्वालिटी का इतना दिखते हैं, इतना लिखते हैं, इतना क्लेम करते हैं, कुछ रहता ही नहीं, ये कुछ भी नहीं रहता है उसमें. एक पंखा जैसा रहता है, लेकिन फिर भी क्लेम करता है.
And switching tracks now, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry are bracing for very heavy showers following a low-pressure area over Bay of Bengal and also the northeast monsoon that is setting in. The Met Office has forecast very heavy showers which are going to turn from that orange category warning to a red alert situation by tomorrow. And we have Sam Daniel joining us from the ground to get us a sense of how bad it is as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Sam, we can see visually that you're completely drenched and it's raining incessantly since late last night.
That's right, Divya. It started past midnight. For at least 2 hours, Chennai city and several pockets of Tamil Nadu was pounded by rain. Today's forecast is very heavy rainfall. That's an orange alert. We come to you from the Velicherry flyover, a traditional inundation hotspot, a low-lying pocket in Chennai, where on the other side you see hundreds of cars parked from last evening, because if there is inundation, these cars will get into waters, and last year also hundreds of cars were damaged, and to avoid that kind of a repeat, many have chosen to park this car overnight. As we speak now, it's pouring. So far over the last 21 hours till 5:30 this morning, Chennai has received 59 millimeters rain. That's little less than heavy rainfall, and the forecast is this could go much higher. Authorities say in the next 2 days, Chennai and across Tamil Nadu, there could be a total of 40 centimeters rain, and in 1 day alone, the rainfall could exceed 20 centimeters. It's a rain holiday for schools and colleges in Chennai, adjoining districts, and several other districts including Viluppuram and Coimbatore, where it's a half a day today. IT companies have been advised to switch to work from home mode, and authorities say they are fully prepared. For instance, in Chennai, they have deployed around 300 boats in low-lying pockets to be ready in case if there is inundation, to be able to rescue people. There are also standby in terms of manpower and machinery, including deep sucker machines and machines that are used for desilting water bodies. In other districts also, authorities say they have kept hundreds of relief centers ready just in case if things go out of hand. they'll be able to evacuate people. To get a sense of how the situation is underneath, this is the situation along the flyover here, no water stagnation. The saving grace is there is a gap after every spell of rain, and this allows water to drain. In 2023, last year, this area was inundated, flooded, but this time authorities say much of the stormwater drains work have been completed. Still, a lot needs to be done. The ongoing metro rail work also has slowdowns in certain pockets, but authorities say they are not taking any chances, and people have been advised to stay indoors, to come out only if it's absolutely necessary, and to get enough stock of food and make arrangements, particularly in terms of expectant mothers, elderly people, and those who are sick. So Chennai and Tamil Nadu bracing for extremely heavy rainfall that could be tomorrow. A red alert has been given. Authorities say they're fully geared to make sure there'll be uninterrupted power supply and drinking water and deployment of manpower just in case if people need to be evacuated.
Right, Sam, of course, the showers are going to increase in the coming 24 hours, and there are multiple weather systems at play. We're talking about a low pressure area which is impacting Chennai, but also there is the northeast monsoon that's setting in.
That's right, that's the main reason. Northeast monsoon is something that Tamil Nadu waits for to take care of its drinking water requirements as well as its irrigation requirements. And as we speak now, the Met Office says that the low pressure over the Bay of Bengal could intensify into a depression, and over the next 2 days could move towards northern part of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry and southern part of Andhra Pradesh. That's the weather system. But in terms of the forecast, the very heavy rains could continue today and turn into extremely heavy rainfall tomorrow. And the government is prepared to receive up to 20 centimeters rain. That's the big worry, whether the city's infrastructure and in other parts of rural Tamil Nadu will they be able to handle that kind of a heavy rainfall. But authorities say all systems in place and they are fully prepared to tackle this.
Right. Well, Sam, please do stay safe. Of course, the showers are only going to increase, and schools and colleges have been shut on account of the kind of rainfall that's expected due to multiple weather systems that are at play as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned over the next 48 hours. So, very heavy showers to continue till the 17th, and in fact, authorities are warning people to, not to venture outdoors, and in fact, also have advised people to work from home. Moving on now to Kolkata now, and this is 2 months after the Archikor rape and murder horror. Doctors continue to be up in arms. There seems to be no end to the deadlock between the doctors and the Bengal government. Talks between the Bengal Chief Secretary and the protesting doctors failed to end the impasse, and it is the National Doctors Body that has written to the President asking for an intervention. This as the health of several protesting doctors on that indefinite hunger strike that's now gone on for the 11th day has been worsening. The Indian Medical Association is also joining in the agitation today as justice for the doctors remain elusive. The Indian Medical Association is also on a 24-hour nationwide hunger strike, along with FIMA that's also joining in as far as the solidarity with these junior doctors is concerned. And we have Shreya joining us. Shreya, so it is, the IMA that is also joining in as far as that hunger strike is concerned. From what time to what time are they on strike?
Well, definitely the Kolkata doctors' protest has taken a very critical turn because all the national doctors' body and association, they have expressed their solidarity with the Kolkata's doctors, and they are sitting on an indefinite strike because after yesterday's meeting with the Chief Secretary of West Bengal, there was no resolution that was brought about, although the Manoj Pant, the Secretary, said that 7 out of the 10 demands have been met. The doctors believe that that is a mere lip service and no on-ground action has taken place. Today we know that the Supreme Court will be hearing the Archikor petition, and the doctors here have requested the court to expedite the hearing because the situation is worsening here. Today is the 11th day of the hunger strike, 229 hours of these junior doctors here, 7 of them sitting here on an indefinite strike. Their health is worsening with 5 junior doctors who have already been hospitalized. They're in a critical condition, and we can see people in Kolkata, they are joining in large numbers to support the doctors here, and Of course, today there is going to be human chain formation by the junior doctors here in the evening, which will be coinciding with the Durga Puja carnival. Now, of course, the doctors have promised that this will not cause any kind of hindrance to the people who wants to be part of the Durga Puja festivity, but the doctors will continue with their silent protest, expressing their solidarity, although Mr. Manoj Pant has said that 7 out of the 10 demands have been met of the doctors, but the doctors are stubborn with seeking justice, and not only justice, it has become a battle for demanding the reform in the state-run hospitals in terms of safety, security measures, and also the resignation of the Health Secretary, Mr. N.S. Nigam. These are the basic demands that the doctors have been seeking for, besides justice for the Arjikar resident doctor who was raped and murdered within the hospital premises 2 months back, and a long time has passed, and yet the doctors are still agitating, and now it is going to further mount pressure on the state and central government, because doctors from across the country is now taking part in this hunger strike, and has also the FIMA, Federation of All India Medical Association, has also declared a complete shutdown of elective services. This will definitely impact the medical infrastructure overall, and now the private hospitals as well has announced a partial cease work. This will definitely have a positive impact on the doctors' protest, and now it is no more a doctors' protest but a people's movement. Here you can see that there is a art, that is showcasing the resistance that the doctors have been showing, and the people here, the people of Kolkata, they are coming and donating money, and they're also putting their thoughts in these places, and they are trying to show that they are with the doctors, because in some way or the other, these 7 doctors who are on a hunger strike, indefinite hunger strike, they require some sort of emotional, mental support from the people. And we can also see at this side that members of the civil society, it is the people of Kolkata who are also on a hunger strike right here. And it is not an indefinite hunger strike. People are coming in and going out, and they just want to show solidarity with the doctors here, because understand that their physical health is taking a toll, because they are just surviving on pure water and nothing else. There are, of course, other doctors who are coming and helping them out in this severe crisis, and the state government at this point, several TMC leaders, the ruling government, has made a mockery out of this situation. They are although asking them to end the hunger strike. Yesterday, Manoj Pant said that he has sent emails to these doctors to end the hunger strike, but the doctors are relentless in their pursuit of justice. As you can see the visuals here, it is quite disheartening to see the doctors who are always at the beck and call of the members of the society. They are here on a hunger strike, their physical health taking a major toll while they relentlessly pursue for justice. Over to you.
Right, thank you so much, Shreya. We will keep coming back to you for more on this, as the Indian Medical Association as well as FIMA have now, in solidarity with the junior doctors in Kolkata, joined in their protest. Moving on now to more news coming in, and this is in regard. In fact, this is the Election Commission that will announce a schedule for the Maharashtra and Jharkhand Assembly polls, and that's going to be coming up at 3:30. So we'll get you all those details, but for now we're slipping into a very short break.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
The Election Commission will announce a schedule for the assembly elections in Maharashtra and in Jharkhand, and that announcement is expected at 3:30 this afternoon. The air quality in the national capital has dipped, and this is why emergency measures. That's the first stage of GRAP, the Graded Response Action Plan, is coming into play. Certain restrictions have been placed. The Nadu government has directed the schools and colleges to stay closed today. In fact, they've advised people to work from home, and because very heavy showers are expected with an orange category warning that's been sounded by the Met Office, which is going to turn to a red alert situation by tomorrow morning. No breakthrough in Bengal's government and the doctors. As far as that meeting is concerned, the doctors that have been on hunger strike, several of them have now fallen sick. It is the Indian Medical Association and FIMA that are now joining in that protest with the junior doctors of Kolkata, demanding safety for medical personnel.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai. India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit.
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest as far as the Baba Siddiqui murder aftermath is concerned. The police are now monitoring the movements around Salman Khan's residence, whether it is at his apartment in the Galaxy Apartments or whether it's his farmhouse. The local police have asked the local villagers and informers to stay alert if anything or anyone suspicious is seen. Of course, Salman Khan and his family members have been asked to avoid stepping out as much as possible. In fact, they've been asked not to even receive visitors at their residence. This after security has been tightened outside the actor's residence in Bandra post the murder of Baba Siddiqui. Now, Baba Siddiqui's murder has sent shockwaves and relentless campaign of intimidation, harassment and threats against this is Salman Khan by the Bishnoi gang. The shooting sent a clear message that the Bishnoi gang and his henchmen were willing to escalate from threats to action, and the Bishnoi gang also had a plan in place to accost his car as well as gun him down near his sprawling farmhouse as far as the superstar is concerned on the outskirts of Mumbai. The Mumbai police thwarted that plan and arrested 4 shooters of the Bishnoi gang in Me and recovered AK-47 rifles from them. Security measures around Khan's residence and other potential targets have been beefed up in the week of the killing, and the actor currently has a Y+ security, but it has now in fact the security has been beefed up with a police escort who will be there with Salman Khan at the time while he travels. So he will be there alongside him in his car. And switching tracks now, the Canadian police have accused Indian diplomats and consular staff of clandestine and criminal activities in the country hours after senior diplomats were expelled from both countries in an escalating geopolitical row. Speaking to reporters at a hastily organized press conference, the head of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police said that the force had evidence of agents acting on behalf of the Indian government engaging in extortion, intimidation, as well as harassment. Now, the Indian government has conveyed that India reserves the right to take further steps in response to the Trudeau government's support for extremism, violence and separatists against India. So this is, it is Trudeau who is in fact doubling down on the attack, and also it is both the countries in that, tit-for-tat move in which they have gone ahead and expelled diplomats. Let's just listen to what Justin Trudeau had to say.
Canada fully respects the sovereignty and territorial integrity of India. We expect the Indian government to do the same for Canada.
And we have my colleague Vishal joining us. Vishal, take us through, this tit-for-tat move that we've seen as far as both the countries are concerned in regard to the expulsion of diplomats.
So yesterday, the Ministry of External Affairs released a statement in which it said that the government of Canada had contacted it and said that there were 6 persons of interest in this case of killing of a separatist leader in Canada. The said leader is a citizen of Canada, so the Canadian government does not see him as a separatist leader. So these allegations were rejected by the Indian government yesterday, and these rejections and counter statements have been going on for the last 1 year now. So it started back in June when this incident happened, when Hardeep Singh Nijjar was killed in Surrey, Canada. That followed a spate of allegations from both the sides. Canadian government said that Indian officials were involved in the killing, and now this has reached the next level. The escalation has reached the next level. This is an all-time low between India and Canada as far as the relations are concerned. So the latest is that both the governments have done some tit-for-tat statements and expelled about six odd diplomats from both the sides, and so this follows a series of allegations, as I mentioned, and it remains to be seen what kind of further actions will be taken. But as you played earlier, the statement of Justin Trudeau, who said that he wants to maintain a relationship with India, but also in the same press conference, he has gone on to heavily criticize the Indian government, saying that even though the Canadian government was ready to share some evidence in support of the case that Indian agents were involved in the case, the Indian government has not responded, has not replied to its requests, and has not really made progress, has not really helped in making progress in the case. So these counter allegations have continued, and the ties are at an all-time low.
Right, Vishal, of course, the ties are at a complete all-time low as far as Justin Trudeau is concerned, doubling down on those charges as well. Thank you so much, Vishal. Of course, let's just get you more news, and that is the Indian Inquiry Committee that is traveling to Washington, D.C. today. And this committee that was established in order to investigate the activities of certain organized criminals is actively investigating the individual who was identified last year in the Department of Justice's indictment as an Indian government employee who directed this foiled plot to assassinate a U.S. citizen in New York City. Last November, the United States prosecutor charged Nikhil Gupta, an Indian national, for that alleged assassination plot to eliminate Pannu in New York. Gupta was arrested in Czech Republic in June of last year and was extradited to the United States on the 14th of June. Now, India has denied the allegations but has constituted an internal investigation team to look into the matter. Now, let's just switch tracks back home here in Mumbai, where a road rage that took place on the streets of Mumbai on the 12th of October, where a biker was killed in this road rage in Malad. There's a scuffle that took place between the biker and the auto driver. The auto driver and the biker had an argument that led to a scuffle, and the crowd beat the biker to death. Now, the police so far have arrested the 9 people involved in this incident, in which a 28-year-old biker was allegedly killed in that road rage incident by that auto driver and his accomplice in the eastern part of Malad after he confronted the driver for overtaking his vehicle from the wrong side. We have Sujata joining us to get us more on this. Sujata, take us through what really happened. What really, triggered the auto driver to such an extent that, he went ahead and killed that poor man?
Well, yes, and we see that the incident was recorded, and it happened on the Shera day, that is the 12th of October, when Akshay, a 28-year-old individual, along with his wife and parents, was heading back home after booking himself a new car. Now, what happened exactly was while the bike halted on a signal, and a rickshaw driver tried to overtake the bike, which eventually led to Akshay losing his mind and eventually going and speaking in a rude manner to the rickshaw driver. Now, this eventually led to the rickshaw driver losing his calm too, and later it led to a spat between the both of them. However, it was Akshay who picked up a heavy object to throw it on him. However, the rickshaw driver and his friends, they attacked Akshay in a way that all of the other people present near the stop and stalls on the road, they accumulated and they started hitting Akshay so badly, after which the mother of the deceased. She lay on him and she tried protecting him. However, it couldn't happen, and eventually Akshay was taken to the hospital in Jogeshwari, where he was while during he was being operated, he was declared dead. Now, this has led to the Mumbai police taking action, and 9 of the individuals have been arrested, which includes the 34-year-old rickshaw driver, and they have been sent to police custody until the 22nd of October. And the police at present is also trying to investigate all the angles, along with having a look at the CCTV footages as well.
Right, thank you so much, Sujata. A very tragic incident of a 28-year-old who had just taken out his new bike, and that resulted in his death because an auto driver overtook him from the wrong side. With that, we're slipping to a very short break. Back with a whole lot more. Just stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
And the message on X of the day is Prime Minister Modi. They're putting out that message saying today I have the good fortune to receive Swami Samarth's memento as a gift. I will cherish this forever. His noble thoughts and teachings have inspired millions of people. We will always strive to make his vision for our society a reality.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi.
The Election Commission will announce the schedule for the Maharashtra and Jharkhand assembly polls this afternoon at 3:30 p.m. As heavy rain lashes Chennai and other parts of the state, the Tamil Nadu government says they are fully prepared. Canadian police have accused Indian diplomats and consular staff of clandestine and criminal activities in the country, hours after senior diplomats were expelled from both countries in an escalating geopolitical row. No breakthrough in the Bengal government and doctors meet. On hunger strikes, several doctors are critically ill. The IMA and FIMA members are expected to join the protest today. Salman Khan's security has been upped after Baba Siddiqui's murder. Cops are monitoring Salman Khan's Bandra home as well as his farmhouse, and the cops tell Salman Khan to avoid visitors. Well, our big focus, the Election Commission will announce a schedule for assembly elections for Maharashtra and Jharkhand this afternoon at 3:30 p.m. A press conference has been called by the poll body officials this afternoon, where the schedule of the assembly polls in both the states, Maharashtra and Jharkhand, will be announced. The tenure of the 288-member Maharashtra Assembly is ending in November this year, next month, while the tenure of the 81-member Jharkhand Assembly will end in January on the 5th, to be precise. We have some political reactions lined up for you. Listen in.
That like Haryana, Maharashtra will vote a pro-incumbency government, which is the Bharatiya Janata Party-led NDA government. The people of Jharkhand are frustrated because of vote bank and corrupt politics of Mr. Hemant Soren. In Maharashtra, on one hand, you have the Mahavinash Agadi, and on the other hand, it is a Bharatiya Janata Party-led Mahayukti. We are very confident, like Haryana exposed the jhoot ki dukaan of the Congress party, Maharashtra and Jharkhand will say no to Congress-led alliance.
कल आज इलेक्शन का नेताओं को हो जाती है, बहुत गंभीर विषय है। क्या भाजपा नेताओं के इशारे पर आयोग काम करता है? बड़ा अजीब लगता है। इस कदर किसी आयोग को कठपुतली बना के रखना गंभीर बात। एक खाका तैयार है, किसे कहाँ लड़ना है मोटा मोटी वो भी तैयार है, घोषणा बाकी है। 2-3 सीट पर जिच है जिस पर बात होगी और फिर आगे घोषणा हो जाएगी।
Well, all our reporters are tracking the latest developments for us on Ground Zero. We are joined by Radhika Ramaswamy. In a few moments from now, we'll have Prabhakar and Maria up as well. Radhika, in the run-up to the poll announcement, the Maharashtra cabinet recommended increasing the annual income limit for the OBC non-creamy layer, a toll tax exemption for light motor vehicles entering Mumbai, and now we'll have clarity on the poll date. Take us through all the reactions on the ground so far.
That's right. A lot of announcements were made by the Maharashtra government. A lot of cabinet meetings also happened over the last several weeks as far as Maharashtra is concerned, which led to a lot of important announcements and decisions. As you said, OBC non-creamy layer income, limit was increased. And then, of course, in terms of toll tax exemption, that was also done since last night. And constitutional status to Scheduled Caste Commission, Ladli Behan schemes, multiple schemes launched over the last few months as far as Maharashtra government is concerned. But will that really be advantage Mahayuti? That remains to be seen. Of course, we know for a fact that, political landscape has changed in Maharashtra since 2019. A lot of dramatic changes took place in terms of the equations within parties. Earlier, it was a direct fight between the Congress NCP and the BJP Sena. Sena, in fact, broke away from the BJP, joined forces with the Congress NCP, forming MVA, and then MVA government was formed just 2 years later. Shiv Sena split, NCP split. So therefore, it is a six-party battle that is going on. Two NCPs, two Senas, and then of course the BJP and the Congress. So therefore, so much has changed in the last 5 years. There had been family feuds, there had been friends turning foes, foes turning friends, and of course, divisions in terms of parties, and a lot of legal battle also we saw over the last, which is not ended honestly, in terms of legal battles for symbols, for party names, and battle on ground as well. Lok Sabha elections was sort of a game changer for MVA because, post the splits, it had, it was a setback for MVA. MVA government collapsed a couple of years back after Shinde Sena decided to join hands with the BJP. So it was a setback for MVA at the time, but Lok Sabha was a bit of an advantage for them as they, defeated Mahayuti during Lok Sabha polls. So therefore, a setback for Mahayuti during Lok Sabha poll results, but they, since the results, a lot of decisions, a lot of changes in terms of, infrastructure. We saw multiple projects being inaugurated. The Ladli Behan scheme is something that was also announced recently. So therefore, both the parties at this point doing its best to lure the voters, but really remains to be seen how, things will pan out in the days to come. Of course, they're still battling it out, as far as seats are concerned. There is still discussions happening overseas. There's internal bickering overseas. We're talking about 288 assembly seats in the state of Maharashtra, and multiple parties, realignments, new parties, newer alliances that have been formed, as a result of which it's not very easy to come up with a consensus as far as division of those 288 constituencies are concerned. But yes, dates will be announced. Perhaps it could be the mid-November when the polls may happen, because November 26th is when the term for Maharashtra government ends. Certainly a big day for Maharashtra as the dates will be announced, and both the alliance partners are completely charged up, and high-stakes battle is what we will witness in the days to come.
Expecting a high-stakes battle indeed. Thanks so much, Radhika, for joining us with the latest from Maharashtra. Let's also go across to Maria Shakil at the moment. Maria, the EC has said they'll announce the crucial election dates for both Jharkhand and Maharashtra this afternoon. But the by-elections, meanwhile, for places like Wayanad, Chelakara and Palakkad, they were anticipated, but they have not been mentioned in this official press invitation. What details can you disclose to our viewers as we speak?
Yes. So as far as the by-elections are concerned, Padma, there is a possibility that those dates could be announced today itself, along with other elections. But talking specifically about this battle and how significant it is, remember, these are the second set of assembly elections taking place after what was seen as surprise results in the Lok Sabha polls. And that is the reason why it's a fascinating battle, as Radhika was pointing out. Six parties in fray. Both the BJP and the Congress have a part of the NCP and the Shiv Sena. And that's why it's a battle of alliances playing out both in Maharashtra and also in Jharkhand. So whichever party manages to get that optics right, get its seat sharing formula right, will be certainly having that advantage over the other side. Even in Jharkhand, it's again a battle of alliance, a battle of, how it will be playing out between the various political parties. On one hand, you have a BJP with its alliance partner, and on the other also again Congress with its alliance partner JMM and RJD. But having said that, what's critical here is the regions which will be voting. 288, it of course makes Jharkhand, Maharashtra one of the largest assemblies in the country. And what has played out in recent times is multiple factors, be it the reservation issue, in particular because Maharashtra was one state where we did see a huge churning happened during the Lok Sabha polls when a significant percentage of Dalits moved away from the Mahavikas Aghadi. They were expected, Mahayuti, because the sense was that they could be the larger sense of the narrative of 400 Par leading to some kind of changes in the constitution as well. So Dalits moving away. We saw that during the Lok Sabha polls. Will that be something which will be repeated? Well, if we were to go with the Haryana Assembly elections, the opposition certainly has got its calculations wrong, and the BJP may have got that calculation right. But having said that, I think on one hand, you have a Mahayuti, which has more or less settled with its seat sharing formula. The BJP will be the bigger alliance partner in this umbrella. On the other hand is Mahavikas Aghadi, where all indication is that Uddhav Thacker's Shiv Sena will be the bigger partner. Mahavikas Aghadi partners have also been in Delhi holding seat-sharing talks. In fact, there was a meeting which took place at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence. So in the next 24 hours, we'll be seeing far more action so that the seats and the candidates are announced much faster.
Well, thank you so much, as always, Maria, for joining us with the latest. I must also inform our viewers that hours before the announcement of the assembly elections, Maharashtra Governor C.P. Radhakrishnan, acting on the recommendation of the State Cabinet, has approved the names of 7 members of Legislative Council, the MLCs, for the 12 vacant posts under the Governor's quota. But Prabhakar is also with us at the moment. Prabhakar, we know that the current term for the Maharashtra Assembly ends on the 26th of November, as Maria and Radhika have pointed out, while the Jharkhand Assembly will complete its term next year in January on the 5th. As far as the 2019 elections were concerned, Jharkhand conducted polling in 5 phases. Maharashtra had just 1. Given the successful conduct of the recent elections as far as the valley is concerned, Jammu and Kashmir, you think the Commission may implement a quicker polling process in Jharkhand this time around? What are you picking up on?
See, going back to what we have seen in the past, Jharkhand has always witnessed multiple phase elections. The reason is the security concern over there. Reason being Jharkhand being a Naxal-infested state, and that's the reason why precisely they don't do it in one phase, they do it in multiple phases for mobilization of security forces across the state of Jharkhand. So this is what is expected even this time, that there will be a multi-phase contest as far as Jharkhand is concerned. Now, talking about the political parties of Jharkhand, there will be primarily 2 factions, as we know. The one headed by JMM, which plays a big brother here, and they have Congress and RJD in their alliance partner. The other is the BJP, of course, which will have multiple partners this time. Earlier, they only had All Jharkhand Student Union, which is the AJSU, headed by Sudesh Mahato. Now, this time they have JDU, which is Nitish Kumar's party. They have Jitan Ram Manjhi's party, and they also have Chirag Paswan's party. The real challenge is for the BJP to be able to accommodate all 3 new alliance partners in the state of Jharkhand. Jharkhand State Assembly has only 81 seats, so it's a small in numbers, and they're finding it difficult to adjust to the demands of the 3 new alliance partners, especially Jitan Ram Manjhi, Chirag Paswan and Nitish Kumar. They have been demanding a bigger slice of cake, and BJP is finding it difficult to give away the seats in Jharkhand because BJP is already an established player there, and they already have AJSU with them. BJP was offering 2 seats to JMM, as we were told, 1 to Chirag Paswan and 1 to Jitan Ram Manjhi. And all 3 leaders of all these 3 parties, they were not happy with the numbers which were being offered to them. So it would be really interesting to see how these numbers are settled within the NDA camp, and the person who is actually supposed to settle this number amicably is, of course, the 2 in charges of BJP, Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Hemant Biswa Sarma. They have been working hard on the ground in Jharkhand for last 6 to 7 months, and they have to settle the numbers. And as the ball starts rolling today, they have to do it as early as possible.
As always, Prabhakar, thanks so much for joining us with the latest details. Also with us for a quick comment, senior journalist Neerja Chaudhary and political analyst Amitabh Tiwari at the moment on the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us on NDTV as always. Neerja ma'am, I'd like to come to you first. As you've heard, some argue that this election in Maharashtra will decide who is the real NCP and Shiv Sena. A 6-party battle is playing out, as many are calling it. Sharad Pawar has said that the people of Maharashtra are eager for a political change, and he's also expressed confidence that the sentiment will be reflected in these upcoming state assembly polls. As per you though, ma'am, who is doing a better job at wooing voters? Who do you think is doing a better job at managing optics as we speak?
Look, as far as the parties are, the legal question is concerned, that has been already, the courts have declared who is the real Sena. They've given them the symbol also. And equally with NCP, what has not come is the verdict of the court on the whole disqualification of MLAs,
Yes.
which was being awaited. But I suppose now with the elections being announced today, that is unlikely. And if it's unlikely, the whole issue becomes redundant because there'll be new MLAs elected and a new government in place before November 26. Now, as far as the, in the Lok Sabha elections, the Maha Vikas Aghadi did very well, 30 Lok Sabha seats out of 48, the second largest state in India, financial hub, so therefore very, very important what's going to be happening there. And but the question is, will it be able to retain that momentum? The reason is, there was a lot of sympathy at the ground level for the MVA because the parties, NCP and the Shiv Sena, had been broken and people didn't like that. But sympathy often manifests itself once. It doesn't repeatedly manifest itself. Or that is a question mark today. Will that sympathy remain at the level at which it manifested itself in the Lok Sabha election? Number two, this Ladli Ladki Yojana, how much of an impact it's going to have, because it was a game changer in Madhya Pradesh election. That is also a question mark. Of course, the MVA has many things going for it in terms of, an alliance. And of course, it has to sort out whether it projects a leader, a chief minister candidate, or goes without one, giving only signals of who it might be afterwards. But it was a much more assertive Congress after the Lok Sabha polls, but after the Haryana polls, the Congress may not take such an assertive position. I know in Delhi, Rahul Gandhi has met senior leaders from Maharashtra to work out their strategy. But certainly, from the ground level reports coming, it's not going to be a one-way street as was the case in Lok Sabha elections.
Right, let's bring in Mr. Tiwari here as well. Do you think it's going to be a one-way street? Ms. Chaudhary argues it's not.
No, essentially, any elections in India is not a one-way street, and political pundits have been proven wrong the third time in state elections 2023, Lok Sabha 2024, and the Vidhan Sabha elections recently held. That said, the MVA had a clear advantage in the Lok Sabha elections. So in terms of assembly leads, they were ahead by around 153 seats to 126 for the NDA, and the simple majority mark here is 146. However, like in Haryana, nothing much has happened on the MVA front in terms of distribution of seats or in terms of the projection of a CM candidate. So I think while in the Mahayuti side, what has happened is that since the government is in power or Mahayuti is in power, they've taken some lessons from the losses, and we've seen a lot of schemes being announced. One is the Ladki Bahin scheme, similar to the Ladli Behna scheme of Madhya Pradesh, which is a cash transfer scheme in which already around 6,000 to 7,500 per woman, per eligible woman, to around 1.5 crore plus women have been transferred. So the Mahayuti feels that could be a game changer. And then we have also had a lot of development infrastructure projects announced. So they have realized that they're on the back foot and they have taken some steps to recover some of the lost ground. However, it is going to be a very seat by seat battle.
Yes.
And we will come to know only on the results day who is ahead. It's going to be a cracker of an election in that sense.
You can say that again. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us with those quick comments. We will, of course, revert to you for regular updates in the run-up to these elections. Meanwhile, in the other big story we're tracking, there's a BJP CEC meeting as far as Jharkhand is concerned at 6 p.m. today. We are told that the Prime Minister is expected to attend this BJP CEC meeting. And as far as Maharashtra is concerned, well, there was the ruling Mahayuti alliance partners. They have actually reached a consensus for 230 of the 288 assembly seats in this state. This is what Praful Patel has also said on record. Mr. Patel's statement comes a day after the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar clarified the reports of a rift between the Mahayuti alliance, which comprises the NCP, the BJP and Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. My colleague Radhika Ramaswamy is with us at the moment to basically recap all the action in battleground Maharashtra. Radhika, what details can you disclose to our viewers?
You know, as far as seat sharing is concerned, yes, there have been multiple meetings being held by both Mahayuti as well as MVA. In fact, you know, Mahayuti has come to some sort of consensus as far as 230 to 235 seats are concerned. So we're talking about BJP of the 288, BJP likely to get about 140 to 150 seats, Shinde Sena to get about 90 to 100 is what we are being told, and Ajit Pawar NCP around 50 to 55. So that's the equation that we are talking about currently. So Ajit Pawar, of course, you know, not really getting as many seats as he wanted. He was wanting 70 seats, and Sena wanted to be the big brother in this entire equation because they had a better strike rate post Lok Sabha results. However, BJP continues to be the big brother. At least, you know, that's what the preliminary information that we're getting is concerned. BJP to get the lion's share of 140 to 150 seats in the 288 assembly member constituency. Now, that's as far as Mahayuti is concerned. 90% of it has been decided is what several of the top leaders have said. Including Praful Patel. Now, talking about MVA had also been holding multiple meetings. They were holding, you know, constituency-wise meetings as well, and region-wise meetings. The Mumbai meeting that happened, Vidarbha meeting that happened, Konkan meeting also that took place. And what we are being given to understand, although they're not very clear with the numbers as yet, there could be announcement that will happen in a few days. But what we could sense is that both the Sena and the Congress, which is the Uddhav Sena and the Congress, might get equal number of seats. So it could be somewhere close to 120 for both, and Sharad Pawar NCP to perhaps get about 70 to 80 seats. Again, we're not entirely certain. There could be changes here and there because negotiations are still going on. Winnability and merit is something that is being considered. Congress is trying to be the big brother in this entire equation. So there are certain disputes, you know, between you know, Sanjay Raut and Nana Patole. There are those, you know, talks floating around that there have been meetings in which one or the other leader walked out because they were not happy with the seats allotted or with the candidate list and so on. But as of now, Congress, you know, wants the big share in the entire MVA equation, and BJP likely to take the big share in the Mahayuti equation. But all this will become clear in a few days now that the results, I beg your pardon, now that the dates are being announced today. In most likelihood, they will quicken the pace as far as seat sharing formula announcement is concerned.
As always, Radhika, thanks so much for joining us with the latest from Maharashtra. At the moment, there's a BJP CEC meeting scheduled for this evening. Now, as far as the agenda is concerned, we will be joined by my colleague Vasudha Venugopal in just a few moments from now. But a BJP CEC for Jharkhand scheduled for 6 p.m. this evening. We are also told that Prime Minister Modi is expected to be in attendance at this BJP Central Election Committee meeting. In fact, ahead of assembly polls in Jharkhand, the BJP had started seat-sharing talks with its allies such as Nitish Kumar's JDU and AJSU, the All Jharkhand Students Union Party. Now we are told that at 6 p.m. this evening, the BJP Central Election Committee is expected to meet and the Prime Minister is expected to be in attendance at this crucial meeting. Well, that crucial meeting for the Bharatiya Janata Party to discuss all their moves as far as battleground Jharkhand is concerned, that will be taking place at 6 p.m. As far as all the attendees are concerned, we are told that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in attendance. In fact, I can also share with you that Parliament board members have been asked to come to the BJP headquarters by 6 p.m. this evening for this crucial Central Election Committee meeting to discuss Jharkhand's issues. Well, in other news, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry have braced for very heavy rain today following a low pressure over the Bay of Bengal. The northeast monsoon has set in And the Met Department has forecast very heavy rain today across Tamil Nadu and extremely heavy rain tomorrow in Chennai as well as adjoining districts of Chennai. It's a rain holiday for schools and colleges in Chennai and adjoining districts today. In fact, IT companies have been advised to switch to work from home mode, and Coimbatore has declared half-a-day holiday for schools today as well. Last year, Chennai and Thoothukudi were ravaged by floods due to unprecedented rain. Well, I must inform you that NDRF teams and boats have been kept on standby, but unfortunately, 4 rain-related deaths have been reported from the state. Private firms have been asked to swap to the work-from-home model until things get better. Schools and colleges, meanwhile, are shut in Chennai and some adjoining districts. Unfortunately, 4 rain-related deaths have been reported from Tamil Nadu. In fact, schools and colleges are shut in Chennai. The Met Department has predicted heavy rainfall till the 17th of October. The government there has claimed that the state is fully prepared, and an alert has been sounded for people to avoid the beaches as NDRF teams and boats have been kept on standby. Well, as always, news and updates continue here on NDTV 24/7. We're stepping into a very short break for now.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai. India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps.
And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps.
And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet.
Welcome back. Schools and colleges in Chennai, Tiruvallur, Chengalpattu and Kanchipuram districts of Tamil Nadu have been ordered to stay closed today amid a heavy rainfall alert. Chennai and its suburbs, including those falling under nearby Tiruvallur district, have been experiencing intermittent rain since last night. In fact, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has urged IT firms to allow the employees of these districts to work from home today until the 18th. Mr. Stalin has also directed the National Disaster Response Force and the Tamil Nadu Disaster Response Force to be deployed in advance in the areas that are prone to be affected. My colleague Sam Daniel is tracking the latest for us on Ground Zero. Listen in. Right, Sam, the IMD has predicted heavy to extremely heavy rainfall across Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Karaikal regions over the next 3 days.
Well, it's an orange alert for tomorrow, very heavy rainfall, and for today, and for tomorrow it's going to be a red alert, extremely heavy rainfall in Chennai and adjoining districts and several parts of Tamil Nadu. We come to you from the Tansi Nagar, a very chronic hotspot known for inundation, and authorities have already deployed boats here to make sure if the water levels go up, if there is heavy inundation, they will be able to rescue people quickly. Last year in December, we witnessed neck-deep waters in this area. The roads are inundation-free. If you can see on my left side, the traffic is normal, but authorities are not taking any chances this time. And in fact, the residential area this side is in a very low-lying area, and every time there is heavy rainfall, there will be inundation, waters entering homes. But this time, so far, that kind of situation has not happened because there is enough gap after every spell of downpour. In terms of the total rainfall received so far, till 5:30 this morning, the Met Office says 59 millimeters rain. That's very little less than heavy rainfall, but with so much of downpour since morning, this would have crossed 6 centimeters. We await a formal announcement. And here you have a medical camp underway to make sure people living in low-lying areas do not get into a contract any infection. And this kind of a medical camp is also held in several pockets. In terms of preparation, authorities say they've deployed around 300 boats in low-lying pockets just to be sure in case of any major flooding they'll be able to evacuate people. They've also put in place systems like machinery to desilt water bodies in case if it's required. Also 300 tractors with pumps with them so that they'll be able to deploy them if there is a need for that kind of an evacuation. The big worry is authorities say Chennai and pockets of Tamil Nadu could receive up to 40 centimeters rain today and tomorrow, and for a single day the rainfall could touch 20 centimeters. Whether they'll be able to handle that kind of a heavy downpour, that's the big worry. But so far things are okay. No major inundation in any of these low-lying pockets. It's a rain holiday for schools and colleges in Chennai and adjoining districts. IT companies have been advised to switch to work from home mode. It's beginning to pour very heavily, and Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has advised people to factor in this kind of an extremely heavy rainfall possibility and to make arrangements in terms of taking care of the elderly, expectant mothers and those who are sick at home. Metro rail service has more frequency today so that those who are stranded will be able to move faster. No major impact on public transport, but the big worry, will the city be able to handle if the rainfall crosses 20 centimeters? Last year in this area we waded through neck-deep waters, and as the rainfall begins to increase, that's the big worry. The Met Office says the low pressure over the Bay of Bengal will now intensify into a depression and then move towards northern parts of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry and head towards the southern part of Andhra Pradesh as well. So Tamil Nadu and Puducherry bracing for extremely heavy rainfall. So far things under control. The big worry, will the city and the state be able to handle the extremely heavy rainfall expected? Authorities say they're fully prepared.
As always, Sam, thank you so much for joining us with the latest from Ground Zero. Well, we have breaking news coming in at the moment. Hours before the announcement of the assembly elections for Maharashtra, the governor, C.P. Radhakrishnan, acting on the recommendation of the state cabinet, approved the names of 7 members of Legislative Council, MLCs, for the 12 vacant posts under the governor's quota. In fact, the Maharashtra Legislative Council Deputy Speaker will administer the oath to newly appointed MLCs at noon today is what we're being told. This is going to happen before the announcement of the assembly polls by the Election Commission. That's happening at 3:30 p.m. In fact, Radhika Ramaswamy is tracking the latest for us. The Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction has challenged the appointment of this 7 governor-nominated MLCs in the Bombay High Court. I can disclose to you that the matter has been listed for urgent hearing today. Radhika Ramaswamy is on the phone line with us. Radhika, what details can you disclose currently?
That's right. Some important developments coming in as far as Maharashtra politics is concerned. Shiv Sena UBT now challenging the appointment of 7 governor-nominated MLCs in the Bombay High Court. Now, the matter has been listed mostly. It will be heard today. This after the Bombay High Court had already reserved its order on a plea that was filed by UBT Sena challenging the withdrawal of almost 12 MLC nominees that were sent for governor's approval in 2020. In fact, now Maharashtra government sending 7 names to governor, and now officials also saying that the names have been approved and the 7 nominees are likely to take oath early Tuesday. So now the contention by Shiv Sena UBT is when a matter relating to this was already before the Bombay High Court and the order has been reserved. How can they go ahead and make a decision of this nature? Because Bombay High Court reserved its order after Sena UBT in fact challenged the withdrawal of a list of 12 MLC nominees names that it had sent. It had sent those names to the governor's approval in 2020. It was not approved, after which UBT Sena challenged. But even as the matter is being heard by court and court is yet to give its order, now 7 governor appointment of 7 governor-nominated MLCs has taken place, which is now being challenged by Uddhav Sena.
As always, Radhika, thanks so much for joining us with the latest information you've accessed. In staying with news from Maharashtra, well, we'll take a closer look at the Baba Siddiqui murder aftermath. Well, police are monitoring movements around Salman Khan's farmhouse in Panvel and his house in Bandra. Local police have asked the local villagers and informers to alert them if anything or anyone suspicious is seen. Salman Khan and his family members have been asked to avoid stepping out as much as possible and to not accept too many visitors. But this comes after security was tightened outside the actor's residence in Bandra post Baba Siddiqui's murder. In fact, his murder has sent shockwaves. There's a relentless campaign of intimidation, harassment and threats that have been highlighted by the Bishnoi gang as far as not just actors but other prominent people are concerned. Many say that the shooting has sent a clear message that Lawrence Bishnoi and his henchmen were willing to escalate from threats to action. My colleague Anuj Raithe is tracking the latest developments for us. He joins us live at the moment. Anuj, so now the actor Salman Khan and his family have been advised to not step out so often and limit the amount of visitors they interact with?
Well, yes, indeed. And you see that there was a spike in Salman Khan's security right since the month of April, when the first attack outside his house took place on the 14th of April. And then, it kind of got even more enhanced in the month of May when the police unearthed the plan which was put in place by Lawrence Bishnoi gang to attack his farmhouse in Panvel. They also conducted recce. And now we are seeing that the number of police personnel outside Salman's house has even increased, has increased more than 12.5. And there is an outstation security personnel presence there right since the last couple of days. A couple of days ago when at 9:30 Baba Siddiqui was shot dead, tragically not too far away from here. This is Bandra West and he was shot dead in Bandra East. Immediately the very next day Salman's security was tightened and he was advised, not just him but his family was also advised to not step out unless it is extremely important, and a caution has been provided because it's not just Salman Khan. We also saw that there were several other instances when his father, Mr. Salim Khan, was also, he also got some sort of threats either by passerbys or in form of letters or the other ways. We also saw that a few weeks ago there were social media posts put by the members the Lawrence Bishnoi gang, where they made it very clear that anyone who's close to Salman Khan, not just Salman Khan but his friends, his family and all, they will all be on a hit list by the Lawrence Bishnoi gang, which is why it has become an important challenge in front of the Mumbai police, who are trying their best to give Salman Khan security, not just when he's travelling around the city for shoots or other professional commitments, but also at his house. So when he's travelling, of course, he has his security. He's got 4 security personnel who are armed all the time, besides his personal security and a police vehicle. But at his house as well, we are seeing that there is a constant presence of police personnel, which has always been there, but it got enhanced a couple of days ago after the tragic incident regarding Baba Siddiqui. Besides that, police are also trying to ensure that his farmhouse at Panvel is also kind of, made as safe as possible, which is why they are collaborating there, they are cooperating with the local officials and local people, trying to make sure that any suspicious activity there, what happened in the month of May, if anything similar is reported, action will be initiated against it as soon as possible.
Anuj, also we're reading reports that state that the police are intensifying their hunt for the third shooter who flaunted their gangster status online. Any word on that yet?
The police at the moment is looking for 3 shooters, and yesterday we saw that Praveen Lonkar's brother Shubham Lonkar and the other 2 people who were present in the Koral house and are directly involved into this matter are also absconding. The police have definitely pulled up their socks and are trying to send their teams to different parts of the city, different parts of the country, but there has not been any official confirmation about the status, about what has been the the development as far as apprehension of the other 3 shooters is concerned. They've gotten a police custody till the 21st of October. Now their primary concern would be to try and get Shubham Lonkar's location from his brother Praveen Lonkar, and also try and understand where the other 2 people, Shiva Kumar, who has been named as the prime accused by the other 2 who got police custody a couple of days ago. Getting their location would be a major challenge, but what police fear is that one of them at least, or mostly both of them, might have left the state, and if they have done so, then it will become an extremely challenging situation. But as of now, the police has employed as many as 10 to 15 teams, majority of which are spread across the state, but many are also traveling across the northern part of India, from where these shooters come from.
As always, Anuj, thanks so much for taking us through all the details. With that, let's turn our attention to the other crucial story we're tracking. 17 months after ethnic tensions first broke out in Manipur, several Meitei and Naga MLAs from Manipur are likely to attend the talks that the Ministry of Home Affairs has convened in Delhi to resolve the crisis. These are the first talks being convened by the Ministry of Home Affairs since the ethnic conflict broke out last year in May. We're told Ibomcha Singh, the BJP MLA from Lamlai in the Meitei majority Imphal Valley, confirmed that he was in Delhi and would attend the meeting along with ministers Biswajit Singh, Govindas Kantarjam and Sapam Ranjan Singh. Meitei MLAs Radhe Shyam Singh and Tongbram Robindro Singh and Naga allies such as Manipur Minister Awangbo Nyome and Ram Muave and Losi Dikho will also attend the meeting. This is what our sources have informed us. All 3 Naga leaders are from the BJP ally Naga People's Front. But for further clarification and to understand the larger ramifications, let's go across to my colleague Ratnadeep and Ashwarya actually, who join us at the moment. Ashwarya, some reports currently say that it's yet uncertain if Kuki Zomi leaders will attend the meeting. Meanwhile, the meeting will be under the supervision of the Ministry of Home Affairs, and this will actually be the first such formal meeting?
Well, certainly, this is first such formal meeting convened by the Ministry of Home Affairs. In fact, all the 10 Kuki Zoo MLAs had been contacted to arrive in the national capital. They haven't confirmed whether they will be attending this or not, but the Meitei MLAs and the Naga MLAs also had confirmed that they will be in attendance, including the invitation which has been sent across by the MHU to the Governor of Manipur, Lakshman Prasad Acharya, who had landed last night in Delhi. Remember, after 17 months of the ethnic violence that broke up, there were several efforts that had been made till now by the Ministry of Home Affairs that there should be peace and harmony in the state, and there should be, some breakthrough that the MHA can get. But all were unsuccessful. There was also a 51-member panel that was formed under the former governor of Manipur, but that was also unsuccessful. And this, for the very first time, a formal meeting has been called of all the MLAs from the state of Manipur. Whether the 10 Cookie Zoo MLAs will be attending this or not is something that remains to be seen, although there were several MLAs from the Metis community who had already arrived in the national capital, and they will be arriving soon at the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Thanks so much, Aishwarya, for joining us with the latest. Let's also get in a word from Ratnadeep. Ratnadeep, some reports say that it's yet uncertain if the Cookie Zomi leaders will attend the meeting. Any clarity on that yet?
Well, we'll have to wait and watch whether they would attend, because some of them are there in the national capital. In fact, one of them did confirm to us off record that they have received an invitation from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Remember, this is a very crucial move by the Ministry of Home Affairs, where they are trying to get the legislators elected by the people from the three major communities, the Metis, the Nagas and the Cookies, to talk to each other, where what we have been given to understand that the Naga ministers and MLAs have actually played a very crucial role of being peace brokers, where there have been informal channel of communication which was opened up for months together, and after that this is the first formal meeting where the seeds of this meeting actually was sown when the in-charge governor of Manipur, Lakshman Prasad Acharya, had visited the state and had sent a report to center. In fact, what we are picking up is that Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and some of the senior ministers of the Biren Singh government were also in consultation with the Naga and the Metis civil society so that this meeting can be taken forward. MHA officials have been in touch with the Cookie Zoo community MLAs. Remember, all 10 of them, including 7 from BJP, who are from the Cookie Zoo community, they have clearly demanded a creation of a separate administration in the form of a union territory. Remember, in the Manipur government led by N. Biren Singh, there are 2 ministers presently from the Cookie Zoo community. Whether those 2 of them, Letpao Haukip and Nemcha Kibjan, would be coming to this meeting is something to watch out for. But what is significant is the timing. Given the fact that only we saw in the month of September there was a fresh escalation of violence. About 11 odd people had died. You had those drone attacks, you had rocket attacks, and this is after that this meeting is taking place, if it takes place, and this is to build a roadmap in terms of further meetings that can take place. Although nobody could give us an idea in terms of what are the clear-cut agendas or what would be discussed, but what we are picking up from some of the MLAs whom we have spoken to off record, that they have been given an understanding that this is to create a atmosphere, to create a possibility of dialogues between people, between civil society, where the elected MLAs and the ministers would also take an active role, and therefore there are efforts taken. Back channel communications have been done also with the Cookie Zomi community MLAs and ministers, so that they also attend this, so that a possible way for resolution of the crisis in Manipur, which has been on for more than a year, can be found out.
So much, as always, Ratnadeep, for joining us with the latest. Well, we have breaking news coming in at the moment regarding the freebie culture as far as the political playground is concerned. The Supreme Court has sent a notice to the Centre and the Election Commission. The plea seeks freebies be declared as a bribe. This is what the top court has clearly indicated in a notice to the Centre and the poll body, the Election Commission, in a plea that says freebies should be declared as bribes. The plea seeks directions to the Election Commission to take steps, and the court has asked the Centre and the Election Commission for a response. This is the big breaking news story we're tracking at the moment. As we get in touch with my colleague Sunil Prabhu from the latest takeaways from the Supreme Court, I'd like to mention, regarding the freebie cultures as far as politics is concerned, the Supreme Court has sent a notice to the central government and the Election Commission in a plea that says freebies should be declared as bribes. The top court has clearly indicated to the centre and the poll body that in a plea that freebies should be declared as bribes. This plea seeks directions from the Election Commission to take steps. The court has also asked the centre and the Election Commission for a response. Sunil Prabhu is with us over the phone line at the moment. Sunil, what further details can you disclose?
Well, that issued notice, I mean, it's something that is based on, this is a petition that has been continuously brought to the Supreme Court. So this time around they've given and issued a notice. So it's just, and of course then the centre will, respond to this. As you're well aware that freebie culture has now become a norm. Everybody does this. So it's in this context that the promises of freebies, which is in the form of cash or political parties, and trying to reduce votes. So in this context, they've asked,
As always, Sunil, thanks so much for joining us with that quick update. News and updates continue as always on NDTV 24/7. We're slipping into a very quick break for now.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
Well, climate change is taking on monstrous proportions and India is impacted heavily. But how does India monitor the flux of greenhouse gases? Well, India monitors climate change at Handling.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai. India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai. India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Hello and welcome to watching NDTV. I am Vedanta Gavral. Coming up on the show, well, the Jharkhand and Maharashtra poll dates are set to be announced today. They'll have wide-ranging ramifications with the model code of conduct kicking in and campaign picking up pace in both these crucial states. We'll get to the latest on that. First, a quick look at the headlines. The Prime Minister set to chair the BJP meet, but before that, the Maharashtra and Jharkhand poll dates are set to be announced today. Well, this as the Election Commission will hold a key press briefing at 3 p.m. this afternoon. The Prime Minister set to chair a key BJP meeting on Jharkhand polls today. The BJP is set to get a lion's share in the Mahayuti seats as per sources. The Mahavikas Aghadi camp meanwhile huddles in late night at the Kharge residence. The Supreme Court's notice to the Centre and the Election Commission on the freebie culture. This as a plea was being heard in the Supreme Court seeking freebies to be declared as a bribe, particularly in poll campaigns. Heavy rain in Chennai and parts of Tamil Nadu, overnight rain and intermittent rain also in the morning. This as the Tamil Nadu government says they're fully prepared. The central government initiates a Manipur dialogue. In Delhi, the centre invites all Manipur MLAs from across communities. The government says this is our bid to bridge the Manipur ethnic divide. In the Ajikar rape and murder horror, doctors' hunger stir widens. This as the Supreme Court is hearing a key plea amid the government doctors' impasse this afternoon. Market abuzz with India's largest ever IPO. Hyundai set to aim to raise over $3 billion. And our lead story this afternoon, well, the Election Commission is set to announce election dates both for Maharashtra and Jharkhand. Now remember, this is key because the Model Code of Conduct will now be in place immediately after the Election Commission announces the poll dates. And after that, the campaign will of course start picking up pace as well. Prime Minister Modi, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, all of these people have been campaigning already in Maharashtra. In fact, the Prime Minister sounded the poll bugle several days ago with his speech in Mumbai. In fact, these are pictures of the Maha Vikas Aghadi releasing what they call is a charge sheet against the Mahayuti. So, of course, activity has already started. Both the camps have hit the ground running. And today is going to be crucial given the fact that these are two key states, both for the BJP and the Congress, and has wide national ramifications as well. The elections are likely to be held most likely in November, given the fact that the Maharashtra term comes to an end on November the 25th. But listen to all the initial reactions that have come in.
We are confident that like Haryana, Maharashtra will vote a pro-incumbency government, which is the Bharatiya Janata Party-led NDA government. The people of Jharkhand are frustrated because of vote bank and corrupt politics of Mr. Hemant Soren. In Maharashtra, on one hand, you have the Maha Vinash Aghadi, and on the other hand, it is a Bharatiya Janata Party-led Mahayukti. We are very confident, like Haryana exposed the jhoot ki dukaan of the Congress party, Maharashtra and Jharkhand will say no to Congress-led alliance.
आज इलेक्शन का घोषणा होना है और इसकी जानकारी कल ही भाजपा नेताओं को हो जाती है। बहुत गंभीर विषय है। क्या भाजपा नेताओं के इशारे पर आयोग काम करता है? बड़ा अजीब लगता है। इस कदर किसी आयोग को कठपुतली बना के रखना गंभीर बात। एक खाका तैयार है, किसे कहाँ लड़ना है मोटा मोटी वो भी तैयार है, घोषणा बाकी है। 2-3 सीट पर जीत है जिस पर बात होगी और फिर आगे घोषणा हो जाएगी।
पहले आप कराइए, आप महाराष्ट्र के साथ चुनाव कराना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, तो आपने हरियाणा का जब 3 नवंबर को था और महाराष्ट्र का 26 नवंबर को ड्यू डेट था, तो आपने इन दोनों का साथ क्यों नहीं कराया? तो कहीं ना कहीं जब आप हमारी बात अनसुनी करते हैं तो हमें ये लगता है कि आप राजनीति से प्रेरित होकर या किसी दल विशेष से प्रेरित होकर के इस तरह की घोषणाएं करते हैं। फिर भी हम ये कहते हैं कि चुनाव आयोग का सम्मान करते हुए हम पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं और हर स्थिति परिस्थिति का मुकाबला बढ़िया से करेंगे।
And let me go across live to our reporters. Radhika Ramaswamy is joining us from Mumbai. We also have Prabhakar joining us. Radhika, to you first. So, well, Maharashtra date set to be announced today. It's going to be extremely crucial. This is, as many point out, the most interesting state after what happened in the Lok Sabha. But what are some of the reactions you're picking up from both camps who are now, who are now in a huddle? You have that key Maharashtra meeting for the BJP tomorrow. Yesterday, of course, the MVA also was in a huddle. What are some of the reactions you're picking up? What do they expect? All parties expecting a single-phase election, I believe?
That's right. All parties expecting a single-phase election, just like in 2019. Multiple reactions coming in. Yes, parties are in a huddle, alliance partners are in a huddle in order to finalize seat sharing formula, because there have been multiple meetings happening, Vedant. We've been reporting on meetings and multiple formulas that are being worked out. Winnability, merit are the factors that they are looking at, both MVA and Mahayuti. Today there's going to be a press conference by Mahayuti as well to counter the points raised by MVA. You did speak about the chart sheet that was launched by MVA against Mahayuti. So to counter that, there's going to be a press conference. So it will be interesting to see how Mahayuti leaders will react to all the corruption charges leveled by MVA leaders. Now, that's as far as allegations or counter allegations are concerned. We also know that state government had been announcing multiple schemes over the last few months, be it the Ladki Behan scheme and multiple infrastructure projects, and also trying to allow the OBC as well as scheduled caste communities by making certain decisions and announcements. So all this happening in cabinet meeting, over the last a couple of weeks. Yesterday, of course, we saw the, relief in terms of toll collection as well. So these are schemes being launched. These are announcements being made. Opposition is seeing this as, election jumla and just to deflect from law and order situation, deteriorating law and order situation in the state. So that is something the opposition is going to raise in the coming days. The fact that, a murder of big political figure Baba Siddique, who's part of the ruling community, happened just a few days ago, and then of course the Salman Khan incident as well. So law and order is going to be one important factor that will certainly be raised by the opposition in the campaigns, in the upcoming campaigns. So of course it's going to be high voltage campaigns I'll be seeing in the next few weeks, and things have changed as we've been pointing out, how political equations have changed, how there are multiple parties now, friends turn foes and vice versa. So therefore there is a lot of internal defections and beg your pardon, internal disputes also when it comes to coming up with a seat sharing formula, although both the alliance partners maintain that everything is looking great, and they are in a understanding and they're respectfully accepting what the alliance partners want in terms of seats and candidates and so on. While that is what is being said, we don't know what exactly is happening inside. That'll be clear when the seats are announced, or when that the final decision happens, which is when we could see whether there is whether there are going to be leaders who will join the other sides. We did see a lot of party shift, people changing boats just ahead of Lok Sabha polls. Milind Deora, Ashok Chavan. Now, will there be some big leaders once again changing ships? All that will become clear in the days to come. But certainly fascinating polls. This is going to be post-2019, dramatic changes in the political landscape. So it will be interesting to see how things will be in the next few weeks.
In fact, you spoke about the cabinet decision yesterday, and Prabhakar, like in Maharashtra, the Soren cabinet also announced a slew of projects yesterday, just a day ahead of the poll date announcement, including, of course, 2,500 rupees per month to women. So, last-ditch efforts to woo the voters.
Yeah, exactly, and that has been working on ground. Remember, this is a Maiya Samman Yojana, basically a stipend given to women folks, and it started with 1,000 rupees. So BJP countered it by stating that if it is voted to power in Jharkhand, it would give a 2,500 rupees stipend. So that was one thing which JMM was bound to match, which they have done, and they have already passed it through the cabinet. So now it is 2,500 rupees promised by both the parties. JMM is the one which is already giving it on ground, but they are so far giving 1,000 rupees a month, which would now be increased to 2,500 rupees if they are voted back to power. See, the dates are already being announced today, and the BJP top brass is meeting in Delhi today to finalize the sheet sharing agreement. The real challenge is within the NDA camp actually to finalize the number of seats which goes to its alliance partner. BJP is a big brother out here. They have an old alliance partner called AJSU, which is All Jharkhand Student Union, headed by Sudhesh Mehto. They are the old alliance partners of BJP as far as Jharkhand is concerned. JDU was always there with the BJP in Jharkhand. So they have two new entrants, which is Chirag Paswan and Jitan Ram Manjhi. Now they are also demanding their share of cake. They are eyeing Jharkhand. They want to contest the seats over there, and they have already pointed out the seats which they want in their kitty. Now it's a challenge for the BJP because you altogether have 81 seats so far. So what are the number of seats which they will give out to the alliance partners, because they have 5 so far, including Jitan Ram Manjhi and Chirag Paswan. BJP so far has offered 1 seat to Jitan Ram Manjhi, 1 to Chirag Paswan, 2 to JDU, and then they have the number of seats alliance with AJSU, which is an old alliance which is already existing on the ground. Whether Chirag Paswan and JDU and Jitan Ram Manjhi, will they accept this offer? So that is one thing which BJP will have to battle it out. As they are meeting in Delhi today, headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, these things will be sorted out today.
All right, Prabhakar and Radhika, thanks very much for joining us. Of course, seat sharing in both states is extremely critical in Jharkhand as well. As Prabhakar is pointing out, the BJP sort of testing waters there in a sense. But of course, it's going to be fascinating to see what the Election Commission comes up with, whether the election is going to be held together, whether it's going to be a single-phase election in Maharashtra or a multi-phase election in Jharkhand like last time. So all of those questions will be answered in that briefing at 3 p.m. today. But moving now to Maharashtra, of course, both the camps, the Mahayuti as well as the Mahavikas Aghadi, are in a huddle. Of course, the Maharashtra BJP CEC meet is expected to be held tomorrow. In fact, last night there was a key MVA meet, is what we are being told, at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence. Of course, both camps claiming that, well, the seat sharing has been finalized. Radhika continues to be with us, in fact. Radhika, so, as far as the Mahayuti is concerned, it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out, because the sense is that the BJP is likely to get a lion's share of the seats as far as Maharashtra is concerned. But also, what about the chief ministerial candidate? Are they going to project Chief Minister Eknath Shinde as the CM candidate going into elections?
Well, neither of the parties, neither of the alliance partners have decided on the chief ministerial phase. In fact, Uddhav Thackeray time and again had been saying that I do not want to be the chief minister's face. I am willing to back whoever the parties, the alliance partners choose. So that is something he said. But he's been, quite particular that ahead of polls, they should announce a chief minister's face from within MVA. Something that the NCP as well as the Congress party not really aligning with, so they are not really keen on announcing a CM's face within the entire MVA equation. The same with Mahayuti, they have not really put out a name. Is it going to be Eknath Shinde? Is it going to be Devendra Fadnavis? All that remains to be seen. But even the Mahayuti partners have decided to not really come up with a chief ministerial candidate face. So it's interesting because both of them are waiting for the other one to put out a name, perhaps. Uddhav Thackeray the other day in a rally said, let Mahayuti put out a name. Why are they pointing fingers at me? Because they've been time and again saying that Uddhav Thackeray wants power, wants fame, which Uddhav Thackeray had been rubbishing for the longest time, saying that he is ready to back whichever candidate that the parties decide on. So no CM's face certainly, but seat sharing formula still being decided. Mahayuti claimed that 90% of it has been decided out of the 288 seats. Looks like BJP will get the lion's share, close to 150, and the close second will be Sena with about 90 to 100 seats, and NCP, Ajit Pawar perhaps might only manage about 40 to 50 seats. Something similar in MVA as well, but Sena and Congress may get similar numbers, because Congress emerged as the big brother after the Lok Sabha polls. They got the highest number of seats and they won the highest number of seats. So therefore, there is a possibility that both the Congress and Sena may get equal share, and NCP slightly less. Perhaps Sharad Pawar party may get about 80 seats is what we are hearing. But talks still going on, meetings still happening, huddles still happening. So we'll have to wait for a few more days before both the Mahayuti and MVA announce the final seat sharing formula.
Radhika, thanks very much for joining us for the latest here. As Radhika is reporting, the seat sharing formula is more or less finalized. In fact, senior journalist Javed Ansari is also with us live. Javed sir, thanks very much for being with us. How do you see the Maharashtra battle playing out? Of course, seat sharing is going to be key, both for Mahayuti and MVA. But looking at what happened in Haryana, do you see the Congress now perhaps recalibrating its strategy vis-a-vis its alliance partners, perhaps willing to concede more seats to its alliance partners?
Well, it's high time they did, because obviously whatever they tried in Haryana didn't succeed.
Yes.
They failed in Haryana. Haryana was an election for them to lose, and they went and lost it. So obviously some lessons will hopefully have been learned. One of them is the question of who will be chief minister. There is a feeling in the Congress camp, in a section of the Congress, that the Congress, because it's emerged as single largest, there must be a congressman projected as chief minister, but there's a larger group which feels that they must emulate what the BJP has done in Bihar, which is, despite being the single largest party, they've supported Nitish Kumar. So people believe that they should put their shoulder behind support Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, project him as the chief ministerial candidate, and of course, try and take as many seats as they possibly can when the seat sharing arrangements kick into place.
Also, we saw in the Lok Sabha polls as well, Maharashtra proved to be a challenge for the Mahayuti camp. But looking at this entire battle between the two factions of the Shiv Sena and the two factions of the NCP, do you see that battle as sort of now behind us, given the fact that it was clear in the Lok Sabha polls as well that despite losing the symbol and despite losing the name, the Sena faction, the Uddhav faction of the Sena did manage to do well, did manage to pull off the Lok Sabha polls?
Well, absolutely. This is going to be a battle. The BJP will have to do the heavy lifting as far as the Mahayuti alliance is concerned. And on the other side, the other side appears to be a more homogeneous alliance with Uddhav Thackeray and with Mr. Sharad Pawar playing the role of the elder statesman and trying to keep the different factions, the different parties together and keeping them on the right track. So everything will depend on how successful the BJP is and whether or not the alliance, the Congress-led Uddhav Thackeray NCP alliance can hang in together. If they do, then they appear to be on a good wicket at the moment.
Javed Saab, thanks very much for joining us with the latest there. So as Javed Ansari is saying, well, it's the BJP which will have to do heavy lifting there as far as Maharashtra is concerned. But certainly the campaigns will pick up pace now with the Model Code of Conduct kicking in this afternoon. But moving now to what's been one of our big focus stories all morning, and that's the heavy rain alert in Chennai. In fact, it's already raining pretty heavily in parts of Chennai and other parts of Tamil Nadu as well, particularly the suburbs. In fact, in Chennai, of course, it rained overnight, and you have rescue boats and the NDRF teams already on standby, bracing for what could be yet another flood-like situation in several parts of Tamil Nadu. Of course, we remember what happened in Thoothukudi, something that was extremely grim. But so far, the situation seems to be under control. But the IMD has predicted heavy to very heavy showers in the next couple of hours. In fact, my colleague Sam Daniel sent us this report from one of the most badly affected areas of Chennai.
Well, it's an orange alert for tomorrow, very heavy rainfall, and for today and for tomorrow it's going to be a red alert, extremely heavy rainfall in Chennai and adjoining districts and several parts of Tamil Nadu. We come to you from the Tansi Nagar, a very chronic hotspot known for inundation, and authorities have already deployed boats here to make sure if the water levels go up, if there is heavy inundation, they will be able to rescue people quickly. Last year in December, we witnessed neck-deep waters in this area. The roads are inundation-free. If you can see on my left side, the traffic is normal, but authorities are not taking any chances this time. And in fact, the residential area this side is in a very low-lying area, and every time there is heavy rainfall, there will be inundation, waters entering homes. But this time, so far, that kind of situation has not happened because there is enough gap after every spell of downpour. In terms of the total rainfall received so far, till 5:30 this morning, the Met Office says 59 millimeters rain. That's very little less than heavy rainfall, but with so much of downpour since morning, this would have crossed 6 centimeters. We await a formal announcement, and here you have a medical camp underway to make sure people living in low-lying areas do not get into a contract any infection, and this kind of a medical camp is also held in several pockets. In terms of preparation, authorities say they've deployed around 300 boats in low-lying pockets just to be sure in case of any major flooding they'll be able to evacuate people. They've also put in place systems like machinery to desilt water bodies in case if it's required. Also 300 tractors with pumps with them so that they'll be able to deploy them if there is a need for that kind of an evacuation. The big worry is authorities say Chennai and pockets of Tamil Nadu could receive up to 40 centimeters rain today and tomorrow, and on a single day the rainfall could touch 20 centimeters. Whether they'll be able to handle that kind of a heavy downpour, that's the big worry. But so far things are okay. no major inundation in any of these low-lying pockets. It's a rain holiday for schools and colleges in Chennai and adjoining districts. IT companies have been advised to switch to work from home mode.
All right, some breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court. In fact, the Supreme Court's rather progressive observation on admissions for the differently abled for MBBS. In fact, Sunil Prabhu, I'm being told, is live with us. So, Sunil, sir, what exactly is the argument here? The Supreme Court is saying that if the disability, or rather the ability is more than 40% when it comes to language ability, then that shouldn't be a hindrance. All right, we seem to have lost that line there with Sunil Prabhu. But what's important to look at here is that this is something that the Supreme Court has time and again backed, that as far as disability is concerned, we need to have a broader understanding of what it is. In fact, what the top court here has said, that if there is a candidate whose language ability is more than 40% and it's a quantifiable thing, then it shouldn't be a hindrance for his or her admission. So that's an important point that the top court has made here. In fact, some of the other observations that the Supreme Court has made, let me just take you through them. In fact, the Supreme Court also says that, well, disability has to be looked at in the larger sense of the term, and only for people who are able 40% and above, only they are sort of disallowed from taking admissions to an MBBS course. So what the Supreme Court is saying, that 40% or more disability, that is a hindrance, but if it's close to 40%, then it cannot be a hindrance. So in a sense, the essence of the verdict here is that disability cannot be quantified in rigid terms. One has to look at disability in the larger sense of the term, and disability in general should be a hindrance if a candidate is capable enough to get admission. That is a key point the Supreme Court is making here, that if you have a candidate who may be differently abled but is not disabled enough to be disallowed from taking admission into an MBBS course, then that is something that colleges need to consider. So a progressive verdict, as many would say. In fact, the Chief Justice of India has also time and again spoken about how there needs to be more inclusivity as far as the differently abled are concerned. We need to have more inclusive college spaces. We need to have more inclusive school spaces. So that is something that's extremely important. In fact, let me take you through what the Supreme Court has said. So the Supreme Court says that 40% or more disability is something that's the norm currently, but if somebody has the ability, the language ability, which falls into the above 40% category, then that shouldn't be a hindrance. Let me go back to my senior colleague Sunil Prabhu joining us on the phone line. So Sunil sir, a progressive verdict there. In fact, we've seen the Chief Justice of India also time and again talk about more inclusivity for the differently abled. But this particular verdict, break it down for us. So the essence is that if language ability is more than 40%, then the Supreme Court says that shouldn't be a hindrance.
That's right. So they've said that the mere existence of a benchmark disability is not reason to bar a person from pursuing medical education unless this is a report by Disability Assessment Board that the candidate is incapacitated from studying the MBBS course. So the negative opinion of the Disability Assessment Board is not final and can be reviewed by judicial bodies till the appellate forums are created. So that's something that has come as a very good verdict. This is a verdict from the Justice Gawai, Justice Arvind Kumar, as well as Justice K.V. Vishwanath. And it's in that context that the court has passed an order allowing MBBS candidates, to be those who are disabled with 40 to 45% speech and language disability to get access to to pursue medicine as an option.
Absolutely, Sunil sir. Thanks very much for joining us with that. But stay on with us because, of course, multiple Supreme Court observations being made. In fact, let's look at the other big story from the Supreme Court. In fact, the Supreme Court has made an important observation on freebies as well, saying, in fact, it was hearing a plea on declaring freebies as bribes. So, Sunil sir, this has been a very contentious issue. Many point out that free freebies are something, the sort of poll bonanza is something that has long existed in Indian politics. But declaring freebies as a bribe is a bit of a, it's pushing it too far, many would say. But what has the Supreme Court said on this? And also recap for us the previous important observations of the Supreme Court on this.
So basically, there is huge issues in terms of freebies. So what they have done is just listed this petition along with the rest and sent the Election Commission as well as the central government to respond to it. So not anything major, but this petition on freebies, on this freebie culture, trying to induce voters, has been once again listed by the Supreme Court and seeking the response of the Election Commission and others to take a call on this. As you're well aware, and for all our viewers, most political parties keep saying that they don't want to do freebies, but come elections, everybody promises freebies, and that has become the norm as of now.
Absolutely. Sunil, thanks very much for joining us with the latest there. And as I said earlier, this is a politically contentious issue. The freebie culture, and it's not just one party which does this. Parties across the spectrum, whether it's the BJP, the Congress, of course, the regional parties, all engage in freebies. In fact, it's interesting that this verdict comes, or this hearing is happening right now, given the fact it was just yesterday that the Jharkhand cabinet also promised 2,500 rupees per month to women, of course, as a poll bonanza. The Maharashtra government came up with a toll tax waiver. So all of this extremely relevant right now as we get into the poll season. But moving now to other news, well, our big focus, the fallout of the Baba Siddiqui murder. Well, Salman Khan's security has been enhanced. In fact, the cops are keeping a close watch, not just on, his residence in Bandra, the Galaxy Apartments, but also his farmhouse in Panvel. So that's the latest that we're getting. In fact, there's massive police deployment as far as his Bandra home is concerned, given the fact that Baba Siddiqui was extremely close to Salman Khan. And his security is a major concern as far as the Mumbai police is concerned. In fact, I'm being told Anuj is joining us live. Anuj, what's the latest that you're picking up? So Salman Khan has also been advised against meeting visitors.
Well, yes, and this has been the case right since the first attack on Salman's house took place. I'm standing here in Bandra West, right outside Salman's residence, where, to be very frank, the security has been, in this much, quantity-wise, it's always been over 20 security personnel or 25 security personnel right since April. But what has changed now is that they're completely on high alert. Besides that, they've asked the Khan family to be, to be more cautious, given the fact that what happened to Baba Siddiqui here in Bandra East, that region is not too far away from here, which is why we can see that, there is, of course, besides the personal security guards that he has and besides the security that he gets whenever he is traveling from one place to the other, there is a set number of police officers, both men and women, who are trying and keeping a close watch on his house when it comes to Salman Khan. And, as you said rightly, it is not just Bandra, but it is also Panvel, because after the first attack that took place at Salman's house, there were several rumors, and the police, in fact, unearthed a conspiracy or a recce that was conducted at his farmhouse in Panvel. And as you can see, this Salman's house is on a very posh location on Bandstand, where there is, it's a very picturesque location where there is a sea on the one side and a very beautiful road on the other. And the police has kind of spread itself across this particular street, which is used by several people, by several local residents here who come here for exercise, and then of course many other tourists as well, because this is one of the key tourist spot and key tourist attraction for all those who come to Mumbai for the first time, because this same road also has Shah Rukh Khan's house when you travel a little further. So this becomes a very crowded place, and that is a major challenge in front of the police officers, which is why the security which is deployed outside Salman Khan's house is not necessarily right outside his house all the time. They're also spread across this entire region, so just so that they can keep close watch on all of those people who are passing by, because it's really difficult for them also to kind of spot a genuine fan and someone who might possibly be a threat. Not too long ago, just in the month of April earlier this year, there were two gunmen who fired shots at Salman's house, and after that this entire beef up of Salman Khan's security outside his house became such a prominent thing. As you can see, the police do not allow any car to stop here. There are several tourist vehicles who pass through this road and then they stop just to get a glimpse of the Galaxy apartment, the iconic house of superstar Salman Khan. But then the police is very particular about not allowing anyone to stop here unless it is of very importance or unless it is a cab service for which people have booked earlier. But that is the major update, and the number of police personnel here has been increased by a few, but more importantly, they are on an extremely high alert at the moment, and this happened especially after the Facebook post went viral by Shubhu Lonkar Maharashtra account, and in relation to that case, the police have also made an arrest day before yesterday, and Praveen Lonkar, the brother of Shubham Lonkar, has been given a police custody till 21 days, and that post very clearly mentions that the attack on Baba Siddiqui was because of his clothes.
All right, Anuj, I'm afraid I'll have to cut you short there. Let's cut across to where the Prime Minister is speaking live.
दुनिया का 40% से अधिक का रियल टाइम डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन होता है। भारत जिसने डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी को लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी का इफेक्टिव टूल बनाकर दिखाया है, वहां ग्लोबल टेलीकम्युनिकेशन के स्टैंडर्ड और फ्यूचर पर चर्चा ग्लोबल गुड का भी माध्यम बनेगी। मैं आप सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। फ्रेंड्स, WTSA और इंडिया मोबाइल कांग्रेस का एक साथ होना भी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। WTSA का लक्ष्य ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स पर काम करना है, वहीं इंडिया मोबाइल कांग्रेस की बड़ी भूमिका सर्विसेज के साथ जुड़ी हुई है। इसलिए आज का ये आयोजन स्टैंडर्ड्स और सर्विसेज दोनों को एक ही मंच पर ले आया है। आज भारत क्वालिटी सर्विस पर बहुत ज्यादा फोकस कर रहा है। हम अपने स्टैंडर्ड्स पर भी विशेष बल दे रहे हैं। ऐसे में WTSA का अनुभव भारत को एक नई ऊर्जा देने वाला होगा। साथियों, WTSA पूरी दुनिया को कंसेंसस के जरिए एम्पावर करने की बात करता है। इंडिया मोबाइल कांग्रेस पूरी दुनिया को कनेक्टिविटी के जरिए सशक्त करने की बात करती है। यानी इस इवेंट में कंसेंसस और कनेक्टिविटी भी एक साथ जुड़ी है। आप जानते हैं कि आज की कॉन्फ्लिक्ट से भरी दुनिया के लिए इन दोनों का होना कितना जरूरी है। भारत हजारों वर्षों से वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के अमर संदेश को जीता रहा है। हमें G20 का नेतृत्व करने का अवसर मिला, तब भी हमने वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर का ही संदेश दिया। भारत दुनिया को कॉन्फ्लिक्ट से बाहर निकालकर कनेक्ट करने में ही जुटा है। प्राचीन सिल्क रूट से लेकर आज के टेक्नोलॉजी रूट तक भारत का हमेशा एक ही मिशन रहा है, दुनिया को कनेक्ट करना और प्रगति के नए रास्ते खोलना। ऐसे में WTSA और IMC की ये साझेदारी भी एक प्रेरक और शानदार मैसेज है। जब लोकल और ग्लोबल का मेल होता है, तब न केवल एक देश बल्कि पूरी दुनिया को इसका लाभ मिलता है, और यही हमारा लक्ष्य है। फ्रेंड, 21वीं सदी में भारत की मोबाइल और टेलीकॉम यात्रा पूरे विश्व के लिए स्टडी का विषय है। दुनिया में मोबाइल और टेलीकॉम को एक सुविधा के रूप में देखा गया, लेकिन भारत का मॉडल कुछ अलग रहा है। भारत में हमने टेलीकॉम को सिर्फ कनेक्टिविटी का नहीं, बल्कि इक्विटी और अपॉर्चुनिटी का माध्यम बनाया। ये माध्यम आज गांव और शहर, अमीर और गरीब के बीच की दूरी को मिटाने में मदद कर रहा है। मुझे याद है जब मैं 10 साल पहले डिजिटल इंडिया का विजन देश के सामने रख रहा था, तो मैंने कहा था कि हम टुकड़ों में नहीं, बल्कि होलिस्टिक अप्रोच के साथ चलना होगा। तब हमने डिजिटल इंडिया के 4 पिलर्स की पहचान की थी। पहला, डिवाइस की कीमत कम होनी चाहिए। दूसरा, डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी देश के कोने कोने तक पहुंचे। तीसरा, डेटा सबकी पहुंच में होना है। और चौथा, डिजिटल फर्स्ट ही हमारा लक्ष्य होना चाहिए। हमने इन 4 पिलर्स पर एक साथ काम करना शुरू किया और हमें इसके नतीजे भी मिले। फ्रेंड्स, हमारे यहां फोन तब तक सस्ते नहीं हो सकते थे जब तक हम भारत में ही उनको मैन्युफैक्चरर न करते। 2014 में भारत में सिर्फ 2 मोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट थी। आज 200 से ज्यादा है। पहले हम ज्यादातर फोन बाहर से इंपोर्ट करते थे। आज हम पहले से 6 गुना ज्यादा मोबाइल फोन भारत में बना रहे हैं। हमारी पहचान एक मोबाइल एक्सपोर्टर देश की है। और हम इतने पर ही नहीं रुके हैं। अब हम चिप से लेकर फिनिश प्रोडक्ट तक दुनिया को एक कंप्लीट मेड इन इंडिया फोन देने में जुटे हैं। हम भारत में सेमीकंडक्टर इकोसिस्टम पर भी बहुत बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं। फ्रेंड्स, कनेक्टिविटी के पिलर पर काम करते हुए भारत में हमने ये सुनिश्चित किया कि हर घर कनेक्ट हो। हमने देश के कोने कोने में मोबाइल टावर्स का एक सशक्त नेटवर्क बनाया, जो हमारे ट्राइबल एरियाज हैं, हिली एरियाज हैं, बॉर्डर एरियाज हैं, वहां बहुत कम समय में ही हजारों मोबाइल टावर लगाए गए। हमने रेलवे स्टेशन और दूसरे पब्लिक प्लेसेस पर वाईफाई की सुविधा दी। हमने अपने अंडमान निकोबार और लक्षद्वीप जैसे आइलैंड को अंडर सी केबल्स के माध्यम से कनेक्ट किया। भारत ने सिर्फ 10 साल में जितना ऑप्टिकल फाइबर बिछाया है, उसकी लंबाई धरती और चंद्रमा के बीच की दूरी से भी 8 गुना है। मैं भारत की स्पीड का आपको एक उदाहरण देता हूं। 2 साल पहले मोबाइल कांग्रेस में ही हमने 5G लॉन्च किया था। आज भारत का करीब करीब हर जिला 5G सर्विस से जुड़ चुका है। आज भारत दुनिया का दूसरा बड़ा 5G मार्केट बन चुका है और अब हम 6G टेक्नोलॉजी पर भी तेजी से काम कर रहे हैं। साथियों, भारत ने टेलीकॉम सेक्टर में जो रिफॉर्म्स किए, जो इनोवेशन किए, वो अकल्पनीय है, अभूतपूर्व है। इससे डेटा की कीमत बहुत कम हुई। आज भारत में इंटरनेट डेटा की कीमत लगभग 12 सेंट प्रति जीबी है, जबकि दुनिया के कितने ही देशों में 1 जीबी डेटा इससे 10 गुना से 20 गुना ज्यादा महंगा है। हम भारतीय आज हर महीने औसतन करीब 30 जीबी डेटा कंज्यूम करते हैं। साथियों, इन सारे प्रयासों को हमारे चौथे पिलर यानी डिजिटल फर्स्ट की भावना से नई स्केल पर पहुंचाया है। भारत ने डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी को डेमोक्रेटाइज किया। भारत ने डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म बनाए और इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर हुए इनोवेशन ने लाखों नए अवसर पैदा किए। जनधन, आधार और मोबाइल की जेम ट्रिनिटी कितने ही नए इनोवेशन का आधार बनी है। यूनिफाइड पेमेंट्स इंटरफेस यूपीआई ने कितनी ही नई कंपनियों को नए मौके दिए हैं। अब आजकल ओएनडीसी की भी ऐसी ही चर्चा हो रही है। ओएनडीसी से भी डिजिटल कॉमर्स में नई क्रांति आने वाली है।
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can
Welcome back. As isolated incidents of violence continue to be reported in Manipur, though of course the state has largely limped back to normalcy, a key meeting here in the national capital, in fact the central government in a sense has initiated dialogue between various communities in Manipur. In fact, the Home Ministry has invited all MLAs from across communities for a key meeting. Remember, this comes just perhaps a month after Home Minister Amit Shah made an important point. He said that we are looking at some sort of complete resolution as far as the Manipur crisis is concerned, and that the ethnic divide needs to be bridged. That is, of course, at the center of the entire conflict in Manipur, which is why this key meeting is being held. In fact, at about 11:30 was when the meeting was supposed to begin. So the meeting very well may already be underway, but a crucial meeting there amid the conflict. With that, we'll slip to a short break now, but news continues right here on NDTV.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative vision for the India century. Be a part of a summit of thought leaders and visionaries, shaping the world's future. NDTV World Summit, October 21st and 22nd on the NDTV network. Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps. And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
In a world of shifting power dynamics, India stands tall as a global force. Join us at the NDTV World Summit 2024, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will unveil his transformative.
Election dates to be announced in Maharashtra and Jharkhand. That announcement will be made by the Election Commission at about 3:30 this afternoon. The Prime Minister will chair BJP meet on the polls in Jharkhand today. The BJP to get the lion's share of the Mahayuti seats, according to sources, and the Maha Vikas Aghadi's late night meeting that's taken place in Delhi. And the Supreme Court bats for differently abled. The Supreme Court has said that people with over 40% of speech disability cannot be a hindrance when it comes to candidates applying for medical entrances. The Supreme Court notice to the Centre and the Election Commission on freebie culture. The plea in the Supreme Court seeks freebies to be declared as bribes. And heavy rain lashes Chennai from late last night, and Tamil Nadu government says they're fully prepared. Schools and colleges have been shut. People have been advised to work from home. That orange category warning that's been sounded off by the Met Office is going to turn into a red alert warning by tomorrow morning. And markets are abuzz with India's largest ever IPO. It's the Hyundai IPO that's aiming to raise $3.3 billion US. A very good afternoon. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vadva. We have breaking news coming in, and this is another video that has emerged in the Baba Siddiqui murder case. This footage shows the moment when the shooter, we're talking about Dharamraj Kashyap, who was apprehended by the Mumbai police after he shot the leader on the day of the Shera. So Dharamraj was the first accused to be arrested in connection with the case, and this is a latest video that has emerged, a key video that has come out and has surfaced finally in regard to Dharamraj, who was apprehended by the Mumbai police. So this video has emerged. It shows the moment of the shooter's arrest. We're talking about Dharamraj Kashyap. He was the first person to be arrested in the case. And we have Anuj joining us. Anuj, another video has surfaced, and this footage shows the moment when that shooter was apprehended by the Mumbai police.
Well, yes, this video is from the night when this tragic incident took place. You know, when the shooting happened at around 9:25, 9:30. It was the day of Dussehra, and when we were talking to the eyewitnesses yesterday, they confirmed that there was no firecrackers going around, as was the belief earlier, and it was actually the crowd there which helped the police get hold of these two people. Of course, there were three people present there at the moment of shooting, while one of them named Shiva Kumar has managed to, has still managed to stay absconding, but then the other two were caught by the crowd and the police together, and the video shows the two of these. Now, the content of the video, what they are speaking is really interesting. In Marathi, they confirm that there are two people at the moment, which rather confirms that the police probably knew that there were two people at that very moment, and one person had already managed to flee off. And then they also talk about how they are looking for a bag. So one of the three people who were present there at the shooting site was probably carrying a bag. These are the new revelations that we are getting from this particular video, which is resurfacing now. But from what we know of earlier, the people there, one of the first few respondents to help Baba Siddiqui when this incident took place, confirmed that there were no firecrackers when this incident was taking place. And, there was not a heavy security along with Baba Siddiqui as well. This was later confirmed by the police commissioner, who said that Baba Siddiqui had a non-categorized security, which means that he had one police official along with the other security personals, which were more of a private security. And then their first reaction was, of course, to get hold of Baba Siddiqui, try to make sure that, he's safe and he's put into the vehicle. But at the same time, the crowd there, it was the atmosphere of festivity, so there was a bit of crowd there. The crowd there managed to get hold of these two shooters, who have now been given a police custody till the 21st of October. But, moving ahead, the police will still be looking for the third accused, who is currently absconding.
Still on the run in terms of this particular case, and because of this, security has been beefed up. When we talk about superstar Salman Khan's residence, whether it's his house or it is his farmhouse, take us through the kind of security that has been given. It's a Y+ security. What does this really mean?
Well, we are present at Salman Khan's house at the moment, and as far as Salman Khan's security status is concerned, he has a police official's car along with him. Besides that, he's also got close to a dozen of security personnel, armed and trained security personnel along with him. Now, I'll just like to show what the security outside his house looks like. We haven't got the exact number, but we are, expecting to be around 25 to 30 people be present at the house. Now, what we are showing you at the moment is the Galaxy apartment, and inside the apartment, at the place where one enters the apartment, there are several police officers present there as well. And outside, this is the bandstand area where a lot of people come for walks and to get a glimpse of their favorite actor's house. So the security is also spread across. There are senior police officials. There are close to 5 to 6 cars which are there 24/7 outside Salman Khan's house, and there are also several female officers as well, who are spread across the bandstand area to keep a close watch watch on the happening. They're not letting any vehicle stop in front of the Salman Khan's residence, because they don't really want to take a chance, as there would be really lack of clarity over who is a genuine fan and who is a threat. This happened after the attack at Salman Khan's house in the month of April, when two young shooters who were on a bike shot at Salman Khan's house and then, flew and then went past this road. And after that, there was also an incident where Salman Khan's father got a letter. Now, when we were talking to the police officials here, and we got to know that Salim Khan used to be a regular at the bandstand, where he would talk to people, where several people would come, asking for help, and he would interact with a lot of them. But a lot of the activity of the Khan family has also been curbed down ever since April, not necessarily after Baba Siddiqui's death a couple of days ago. But what has happened since last couple of days is that all of these police officials have been on a high alert. The presence of the police personnel here has been quite constant ever since April, when the first attack took place, and then in the month of May, when there was a plan unearthed of a recce being conducted at Salman Khan's farmhouse in Panvel. So what is happening at the moment is that police is also keeping a close watch at his farmhouse in Panvel, and is kind of talking to the locals there, local officials, and have told them to report any sort of suspicious activity. But at the same time, they've kept a lot of close to over a dozen of security, couple of dozen security officers outside his house, which are there not just to protect or look after Salman Khan, but also to give protection to his family and friends. Because earlier we had seen that there were social media posts and messages from the members of the Bishnoi gang who had made it very clear that it is not just Salman Khan, but also people who are near and dear ones to him who will be on the target or on the hit list of the Bishnoi gang, which is why we've seen this beef up of Salman Khan security. Now, besides this, which is an outstation, or rather, a standby security outside his house, present almost all the time, 24/7, he's also got several other security officers as well. He's got his personal security officers and several police officials traveling with him whenever he goes out for shoot or for any personal, personal events or happenings. But the police at the moment have told the Khan family to only step out of the house if it is completely necessary. This has happened after the shooting of Baba Siddiqui a couple of days ago. So the police here at the moment is on high alert, and number of personnel has also been increased since last 2 days.
Right, we can see the security has been beefed up right outside the actor's residence. But also, Anuj, when we talk about, in terms of the actor who has been told not to meet any visitors when it comes to even inside his house. Thank you so much, Anuj, for getting us those details.